I did it pretty quick that time.
Yeah, usually it's just me like
Staring. Oh man. All right. Welcome to the show, everybody. We got a fun-filled one for you, as we kind of alluded to last week. We got Mr. Justin Young to come on and talk with us tonight, the Pure Stock champion. We're going to kind of hopefully get to talk to each one of the champions over the course of the next few weeks here. So it'll be kind of fun and talk with. There's some of them that we've never had on the show. And we can kind of rekindle some of the highlights and talk about racing from the season. And yeah,
we'll have I don't know if everybody saw this weekend, but we'll have an interesting one with the modifieds. We'll have to have we'll talk about it a little later after we talk with Justin. But yeah, we'll have to have a little dual interview.
Yeah, no kidding. Which, yeah, like Jake said, we'll kind of discuss a little bit in more detail of some of those out there and that are watching that don't quite understand. But yeah, we're gonna have a little discussion with Justin, kind of get to talk about his background, where he came from, how he got into racing, all that kind of stuff, and rekindle some of the highlights of this year and what the plans are for maybe next year. Yeah, so that's gonna be a lot of fun. Stick around, and we'll obviously talk about championship night at CNS Challenge Cup night. Get into some of the finer details of that. We'll kind of talk a little bit about the experience we had up at Gearing, because they had their championship night too as well. So there's a lot of racing to cover here. So we'll just get right into it. But I'm Jordan Smith. I'm driver of the 13S GAM, part-time spotter and crew chief for my kids. I mean, there's a lot of titles now, and every time I go to a racetrack, it seems like I get asked to spot anymore. So
Jack of all trades, the master of none.
100% true. 100%. So over to this guy real quick.
Yeah, what's up, everybody? Jake Smith, driver of the 89 GAM, host of this here podcast. And yeah, looking forward to talking to Justin here and get to know him a little better. And yeah, talk about this weekend and have some fun tonight.
Dude, I got to say, I'm having a little trouble. You're kind of blending into the background there. You're like John Cena.
Oh, you can't see me? I know. I don't know why I have such a glare tonight from my lights, but
I was talking about your hoodie.
Oh, my hoodie. Oh, yeah. You can't see me. You can only see my face. Now you can't really see me. I do have one thing before we bring Justin on, just because I thought this was cool. If anybody's friends with Dennis DePanic the third, we've been talking about this T-shirt that his dad had, and we got ours officially this weekend.
Oh, sweet.
So who the fuck is D3?
Dude,
it's even got the little curls.
I know, that's the best part about that T-shirt.
Yeah. So
I mean, that is the perfect silhouette.
Yeah, I was gonna wear it, but since there's like nothing on the front, I thought it would be kind of weird how to try to show it off, turn it in my back. So, but I got it.
We just might have to wear that come October 4th or 3rd or whatever that night is, Halloween
100%.
night at CNS. We'll
100%. I might even get the curly wig.
Oh, dude, just go as him for Halloween.
There you go.
Oh my God, I'm sure we're going to catch a lot of shit for that one. But anyways, let's get into talking to Justin Young. Right now, we're going to give a shout out to our presenting sponsor for this here podcast with AAA Service. As you guys notice, it's a little chilly today, so get your furnaces checked. That's for sure. $39. Tell them Smith Family Racing sent you, and yeah, get that thing checked out because it's going to be cold here before we know it. I know it's going to be like 85 degrees this weekend, but it doesn't matter. Anyways, yeah, so as soon as we get done with the commercial, he's going to be on. We're going to jump right into it. So stay tuned.
I know he's down there just making noises, stalling. He just puts so much work into keeping this act going.
Hey. Yeah, Mandy's still home. Her friend's gonna pick her up like any moment. Can you do like a loop around the block or something? Perfect. Okay. Yes. All right. Thanks. See you soon.
And here we go.
There we are.
Oh,
What's going on, fellas?
there he
There
is.
we go. I love
Can
the
you hear
neon
us?
signs in the background.
Out here in the man cave, out here in the garage, where all the action happens.
Love it.
I love that. That's like off that old Cribs MTV show. It's where all the magic happens.
Right? Just most of the time, I only sleep in the other house.
Only when you're in trouble, right?
Right?
Yeah.
Right?
Although I wish I had our garage sitting in my backyard, because I would probably live in there if I had my choice. But
You know, it's crazy. When we were building this, the wife kept saying, you know, we live in the other house, right?
Oh, is that what that one's for? Oh, I thought that was just for show.
it's warm and comforting out here. Like, leave me alone.
I'm in my
You're
element.
right.
Oh,
That's good
awesome. Well,
stuff.
thanks, man, for coming on and joining us. I know we kind of threw you on the spot at our last show. Kind of just had this idea to just kind of touch base with all the champions for this year. And thank you for participating and getting to introduce yourself to the rest of the racing community and get to a little bit know more about you and kind of some of your background. So with that being said, yeah, tell us a little bit about yourself. I mean, let people know where you come from, you know, what you do and how you got into racing, all that kind of stuff.
You know, it's just, you know, growing up, you know, all of our lives, just, you know, always around cars with my dad. And, you know, we just, you know, grew up around, you know, cars all the time and just, you know, tinkering with them all the time. And, you know, I had an opportunity back in 98, 99. I did the Enduros at Colorado National. It was a 200 lap winter series. It was 200 laps in Colorado National. And then you did the 200 laps in Fort Morgan.
Mm-hmm.
You go back and forth. Well, did that for a season, you know, always blowing up motors, blowing up transmissions, blowing up rear ends. You know, I could never finish a race. You know, I think the best I ended up doing was third in a finish, you know, but if somebody lost a bumper on the track, I would find it and lose a tire. I mean, just never failed. I was that guy that, you know, you drop something, I'll pick it up for you, you know? So, you know, the best I did was third. You know, the last race, there was kind of some chaos. So I just, you know, said, screw it, got out of it and didn't do it forever. And then here 3 years ago, my brother, y'all know my brother, Sean Sully, he calls me up. You know, I'm sitting at the office. He goes, hey, what are you doing? I says, no, I'm just here at my office. He goes, hey, meet me at Rocky's Auto in 15 minutes. The old Rocky's Auto.
Yeah.
And I said, sure. So we go over there, and next you know, we leave with 3 race cars, a trailer, a golf cart, a hot rod. I mean, all kinds of shit. You know, I don't know what we were thinking. So we ended up having these cars. And so then I think that's when my brother, we hooked up with Adam. And, you know, and then we knew Bear, Dyna Pro, and all those guys. And so we got the cars, and they kind of got us back out and, you know, got the cars up and running. Had to do a few things to them because the cars, I think, have been sitting since 2003 or 2004. So that was the very first, the 12S and the 18Y, the black and white ones, the very first ones we ran 3 years ago.
Oh, yeah.
That was the first one. So we went out and raced that first year. I got 1 trophy. I think my brother got 1 or 2. It was the first year, just kind of played with it. Well, season was over, then got with Adam and said, we're going to build a couple new cars. So we built 2 new cars. That was the Mountain Dew and his Miller car. And did it last year and did pretty good. My brother almost got track champ. He missed it by, I think, 2 points because he missed a race. I mean, he was right there. And we did it again this year. But we had to, at the end of last year, we thought, well, what are we going to build for next year? So that's when we built the 2 super stocks, the Hardys and then the other Miller. That's why we run the 2 different divisions this year. Well, so then one thing left another. I'm just racing, and here we are. You know, just kept winning, and you know, I've wrecked a few cars. I mean, we've had to replace the front stub on the Mountain Dew car a couple of times. I mean, that's happened. The first season we piled it up. I don't know, hit the wall once. Spun out and got head on, hit it. You know, thought it was going to be done. Well, Uptown Speedway, put the car back together. 2 weeks, we're back out and won the race.
Nice.
It was like, that's not the same car. It's like, it is the same car.
Yeah.
A little bit of work and got it back out there and won some more races.
Wow.
Nice. Man, those are some beautiful cars, I'm telling you.
I forget how it came down. We wanted to do something different, something retro, and came up with the idea of a few different cars. And here we come up with these ones, and, just ran with it. And everybody loved it and was just having a blast.
Oh, yeah.
Nice.
I mean, it's the talk of the fans. I know that's for sure. Like sitting up in the on the backstretch and whatnot. Even my old man, like he said, man, that fucking Miller car is just badass. Like I personally love it. I think the Hardee's one is probably my favorite. I love your Mountain Dew car. Like even last year, just pointing that one out, that one got my vote. I mean, I love the fact that you guys pulled out the old retro style 1970s, 80s looks. It definitely connects a lot of people and brings back some refreshing memories, more or less, too. So who painted those suckers?
Tony, they're wraps on them.
Oh, okay.
They painted the cars white and then just wrapped them. They're just wraps on there. So when we screw them up, you just get old Tony and get another, print out some more and put them back on.
Nice.
100%. I know we catch flack for wrapping cars and stuff, but it's so much easier. Like,
Yeah.
I don't want to deal with painting them.
it's we've done both.
Yeah.
God.
See, for me,
ahead.
it's like being on the track, and all the rocks and dust and rubber that hits you and you're chipping the paint all the time. It's like you got to touch that shit up all the time. Like a wrap, it takes a beating and keeps on going.
Yeah.
Right, for sure. You can touch it up. It's as long as you got the same colors, you can go right over it and fix it and make it look pretty good.
Yeah.
It's been banged up a couple of times, but it's hung in there.
Mm-hmm.
So man, that's pretty awesome though. Like that's a great story. God, I remember Rocky's Auto. That was such a good place, but it brings back a lot of memories too. But I know that they used to stockpile a bunch of different cars that they would try to sell over time. And if you ever wanted to get a jump start in racing, that was like one of the few places you could go, like a dealership, and like, I'm gonna go pick me up super stock today.
Well, we went there to look at the cars. I mean, there was a few other ones there.
Yeah.
I mean, we could have took home a few more, but the 3 was enough. A couple of cars and a backup.
Yeah. There's only so many cars you can put on a trailer, right?
So, right. Yeah, we got a bunch of trailers. We'll just make round trips. We'll get more of them. Come on.
Shit, the garage more or less alone. I mean, we got 2 mods and 2 bandos, and we're constantly playing musical cars, moving shit out, moving shit in, and I mean that's the worst part of it, I think.
Same thing here. We got a few of them in here now, and then we leave a couple of them in the trailer and just rotate them out. Okay, we're racing these ones, pull these ones out, put the other ones in, and just rotate them out.
Yeah. You got a little bit better setup on your 3 acres than I do with my 20 by 20 pad with a deck right next to it and Traeger right there.
Well, my brother just got 12 acres up north, so we'll see where that takes us.
Oh, heck yeah.
There you go.
Yeah, that's plenty of real estate right there.
Room for all kinds of activities.
Yeah. Exactly.
Put an airplane hangar on that damn thing.
Right. Don't threaten him with a good time.
Yeah.
I know who to party with next year.
It's only 5 minutes from the track, too. So
you
scarier yet.
I'm staying the night.
There you go. Just have them open it up and be an RV parking spot for all the drunk drivers that don't want to drive home.
Right, for sure. Right, it's close.
Oh,
awesome.
shit.
The after party at Sean's house.
Hey, I'm in. I'll bring beer. I'm not short sighted. I'll bring it.
Hell yeah! I'll send you the address. We'll just show up.
Deal.
Sorry, bro. I know he's probably watching.
He's probably sitting in the background. What the hell? He's pawning off my stuff. Well, that's awesome, man. I mean, so what have you guys had any conversations about what you're planning on doing for next year?
Next year that we're going to run the super stocks.
Yeah.
Obviously the pure stocks we can't go back because of the championship, and then I think even though it wasn't a championship, I think if you're in the top 10, I don't think you can go back a division as well. So
Yeah.
So it's run the super stocks next year and see what happens, and see what happens the following year. A couple of weeks something might change, might build something else. Who knows?
Yeah.
Racing's almost over, so we get the itch, need to do something this winter.
Oh yeah.
So.
I totally understand that. We're
Yep.
thinking about what we want to do already. I mean, it's just never ending. You take like a month off and then it's back to it pretty much.
Right.
Yeah. You just miss it more or less. You just miss being in the garage and working on it. And then I sit up late at night and I'm just sitting there researching and, looking at different stuff and, oh, check this thing out. Or, hey, oh, look at this idea. You just want to.
Same thing. Always bouncing stuff back and forth. What about that? Oh, you can't do that. Oh, yeah, we can. We can do this. There's always coming up with ideas. You know what I mean?
Uh-huh. I'll get messages at like 12:30 at night. Dude, we should look into this. Like, I'm trying to sleep, bro.
Can't help it, right? Like once you get that taste of it, you just, you can't let it go. You just constantly are thinking of ways, gray areas, whatever, to try and make things better, make the car better and make it faster. And ultimately you want to win. I mean, you've had a lot of early success, which congratulations, even when we haven't.
A lot of that, it's, hats off to a lot of the, a lot of the guys that, help, like my brother, Adam, my wife, and then, out the track, we got, Bear Lynch, he's out there helping us. We got a bunch of guys that are, good teachers and, teaching us things and learning shit, and guys have been there, done that, you know what I mean? So just, always learning, and, hats off to those guys for, teaching us the different things and, helping us out. And it's, it's a, team. It's all of us together. You know what I mean? I couldn't do it by myself. You know what I mean?
Oh, absolutely. Yeah, we couldn't have made it as far as we have, and without the help of a lot of people. I mean, I tell you the truth, I didn't even know what wedge was when we first started. I had no idea. I like, what does this do? I was zero knowledge of. I knew what a car was. I knew the basic parts of it, but when it came to setup stuff, I knew nothing. Absolutely nothing.
Well, and that was a part of it, like, with these last few years, with Adam and everybody teaching us. Back in the 98, 99, I mean, hell, I just Googled how big of tires I could put on there and just jumped in the car and I went out and raced. I was none of this other shit. This is like a whole new thing. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So what do you, like you say, what do you mean? I just jumped in the car and kept it back going left and hope I'd win the race.
Straight up Cole Trickle style. He just told me to race, so I raced, and that was.
Told me to jump in the car. I jumped in the car. What do you want from me?
I did my best.
Yeah, exactly. No, and it's so true. I mean, I know there's there is so much to learn, especially like our old man. He raced back in the late 80s and up and through the 90s, and some of the stuff that we've applied to our cars, just from learning from other people and manufacturers and different, things that we've seen. I mean, he's like, I wish I had this shit to put on my car back in the day. I mean, this would have been badass, so it's been quite the learning curve. I mean, to have him be our mentor and kind of help us out. I mean, we've had to learn a lot in a short period of time, and it's amazing to see the stuff that comes out every year too. You know what I mean? There's new things, new technologies and everything that you can apply. And sometimes it's hard to keep up. You're like, holy shit, man, there goes another $6,000.
I'm telling you, I know all about that.
Yeah, especially having 4 cars.
Yeah.
So then we got, Junior out there.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Junior out there, he had a rough go this year, but we'll see what he does next year in the pure stock and, go from there.
Yeah.
But, yeah, the problem is remembering what we did to what car.
Right.
So we changed one and everything. No, that was the other cars. What about, springs and just different things. It's like, the other car. Well, no, that was this car. That's the problem, not knowing which ones. So next year it'll be a lot easier, not doing the 2 divisions. So it'll be should be a lot easier anyway.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah, been there, done that.
Right. I see Mr. D3 is advocating for more figure eights. Would you think about taking one of them cars and running some figure eight races in there?
We talked about that, and actually a couple of weeks ago we signed up. We were going to do it. We were going to run the cars, just run the cars as they were and go get figure eights for back on that points thing we were talking about earlier.
Yeah.
And we were going to give it a run and go for it, but just it was just not enough time. Just didn't have time to do it. But we've talked about that, maybe taking the old cars and turning them into figure eights and giving it a run.
Mm-hmm.
I'm not bashful. I don't think my brother's not bashful either. So I think
Hey, I mean, October 4th, you'll be running the super stock, pure stock combo, and then the figure eights run that night too. So,
we've talked about it. We've talked about it. So we'll see. We might be out there running them.
Heck yeah.
Hey,
I think
breaking
it'll be a blast.
news.
So I need to back up a little bit. Back in the day, way back in the day, when I was 16, I worked at Arvada Auto Wrecking. You familiar with that place?
No,
It sounds
An
familiar.
old junkyard back in the day. Well,
Yeah.
it was Rick Zimmerman and Dennis DePinch. I think it was the old man back then. And it was 119 and 118 were the two cars. Well, we went down to Beacon Speedway because I was kind of working with them and just pitting with them. And we went down to Beacon Speedway down there in Pueblo.
Mm-hmm.
And it rained, and they wanted to dry the track off. So they said, jump in the car, dry the track. I was like, perfect. I jumped in the car, just drying the track off. Well, I come in from drying the track off, and they're like, go back out, go back out. So I'm like, I guess I went back out there, drying it off in a figure eight. And I was like, holy shit. I mean, because, I think, well, I'll just stay on the high side, and I'll be okay. Well, no matter you stay on the high side, you're going to end up on the bottom side no matter what.
Yeah.
So,
The high side's the bottom side on the
out there,
opposite end.
first, there's a million people out there drying the track off. I didn't want to hit anybody. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
But that was the only time I ever ran in a figure eight and just drying off a track. And that was that was it. So, but I think it'd be fun. We'll see what happens here. See if we can something happen.
That'd be cool.
It would be a lot of fun, like just to try it one time to see what it's truly like. I mean, I would totally admit I'd probably be a big old puss and not be able to like hammer down. And I know I would lift, but but it'd be cool to see more.
Well, you just got to stay up there in the front so you don't end up in that X.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
Don't be falling behind, or you're going to be that guy.
Yeah. Oh,
That's the key. Stay out of the shit. Just run up front.
Exactly. Try your damnedest. See what hell happens.
yeah.
Oh, that's awesome.
Just make the car 5 wide. Just keep everybody behind you.
Right.
Hey.
3, 4, 5.
Yeah.
So, well, I would love to get your opinion, because this has been a topic of conversation that Jake and I have had on this show multiple times. Seeing the car count in the super stocks this year, being the 30 plus that show up on a nightly basis, and having the pure stock division itself. Do you like having this separation, or would you like to see it just go to one division and just have 40 plus cars on any given night?
I think the separation of the two divisions, I think, is better.
Yeah.
Just, shit gets fucked up big time when you get, that many cars out there. It just turns into chaos. You just start tearing shit up. I think that, the pure stocks, I think they should be separated and stay the way they are separated. Yeah. It just, when you're the pure stock, there's a lot of banging around. Super stock, it's real competitive, and you start mixing them. It just turns into chaos. And you get some of the good drivers in the super stocks piling up their car, because you got a rookie and a pure stock out there, that doesn't, that's not really familiar and not used to it, and it just tears up a lot of the cars. So
right.
I would think that separating them, I think, is the better way of my vote.
Better way to go.
That's a good point. And I like, but slightly don't like the kind of that rule you were talking about earlier, is that next year, after so many races running or winning a championship, you got to move up. Trying to advocate for more people to get into that class. Real true beginner racers to start off in that class to keep that car count up in the pure stocks, because you'd hate for it all of a sudden to go from, you know, the 20 something that they have now, and then a lot of drivers got to move up next year into the super stocks or something higher, and then all of a sudden that class goes back down to like 10. You know what I mean? So
Right.
I like it, but don't like it just for that fact is like I don't want to lose that car count in pure stocks, because I mean, damn, you guys are pure stocks and super stocks, the best car count right now. You know?
Right.
And some of the best races. I mean, honestly, like over the course of the last even couple seasons, I like watching your guys' races more than I like any other division.
Oh yeah.
It can be very eventful some nights.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. Well, just this weekend was very eventful. There was action all over the track. It was no shortage of action this weekend.
It's hard to keep up with it all. You know?
Yes.
Yep. Exactly.
That's the best part, is because anywhere you look, it's never boring, right? Like you
There's
never,
something going on.
yeah,
Something going on,
never gets
right?
strung out. There's battles up front, there's battles in the middle of the pack, there's battles in the back. Like, doesn't matter where you look, there's something.
Turn 1, 2, 3, or 4. There's always something somewhere.
100%. And there's cars everywhere. That's the best part.
Right.
The one that was really, it was a few weeks ago when we started sprinkling, but it had oil on the track and everybody just slip sliding it all over a couple races back. That one was pretty wild.
That'll make your butt pucker.
Yeah.
You're going down the track, coming around turn 2, and the car in front of you is doing a 360. You're like, what the hell's going on here? Looking, which way do I go? Which way do I go? You know?
Well, I guess this is it. Stay my prayers. Here I come.
Right. Here goes another front end, you know?
Yeah, exactly.
I made it through it.
I was just thinking
I look around. Is my brother all right? Did he make it too? We're good. Let's go.
Just seeing dollar signs is all you're seeing.
Yeah. Oh, that's great.
Oh, that's awesome. Oh man. No, I mean, and that's a good point. Like you said, it's been a fun year. I mean, looking back on the entire season, and I know this was a huge topic, and I'm sure you've watched our show. We're not very, we can hold back a little bit and be a little conservative about some of the things that we say, but more or less we use this platform to just kind of like let it all out there. And then, so the fact that you guys got shorted at a race, specifically championship night, I mean, I'm sure you were disappointed, but not all that disappointed since you won. But I mean, how do you feel about that fact? I mean, you can't do anything about the weather, obviously, but.
No, it's like I was telling Jake a little bit ago. It's, it really sucks that we didn't get to finish that last race. If it was me and my brother, Tanner was right there behind us. I mean, it could have been any of us,
Right.
And the big thing is a couple things. That week, that Monday, we worked on the cars all day Monday, worked on Tuesday, and then Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, worked on the cars, got them all dialed in. We're leaving the dyno at 3 o'clock on Friday, heading home, and get that call that the race is canceled. I'm like, are you kidding me?
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah.
I mean, that was just like, all that time you're pumping up. It's a championship race. We're going to go, and then just rip that rug right off underneath you.
Yeah.
Right.
What the hell? And then on the other side of the coin, if you go to like Division 5 Western, in the Division 5 Western, my brother was in second. Okay.
Yes, he was.
And then on the NASCAR points, and then if you go to do the national, I think he was in 4th or 6th. So, the championship, 1st, 2nd, 3rd, whatever. It was more, we wanted the points for that national, for that champion on the Western division. That's where it really was the part that was really the shitstorm. That's like, we missed the race, the championship. Yeah, but the points is what, because we needed the points from the race for the Western and the NASCAR points.
Yeah.
So it was jacked up there. But, why couldn't we reschedule it for like on a Friday? Or if we knew the weather was going to be south on Sunday, the mud runners, mud girls or whatever there were Sunday morning, why don't they cancel them and bring us in at 9 o'clock in the morning, and we're done by 3, 4 in the afternoon. We got our races in before the weather came in at 7 o'clock at night.
Right.
Or the following Friday or the following Sunday. We still had a couple of days. We could have made it up. You know,
Yeah.
so
Well, and I know they rescheduled the 9/11 ride, which I know it's a great thing, but you know, they rescheduled them for the intermission for this last Saturday. I mean, even if they just bypassed that and gave you guys the opportunity instead, right, to be that intermission show, and you just got one main event. Hey, your guys are going to get one. You got 20 minutes and it's 20 laps. You know, if you run out of 20 minutes, it's over.
Mhm.
But at least you got like some sort of
Oh.
chance.
Yeah.
right.
And even
100%.
do double points for it, right? Like I know we have a lot of people that don't like the double points, but hey, you got your makeup race, and you know you're gonna get just as many points as if it was the normal 2-feature night.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah, that's a great point that you bring up, and that was something I really didn't even think about, honestly. But I remember seeing Sean being up in high in the points for the West
He
and
was
the
so
National.
yeah, and then so before that last race that we raced, I was 15 points down from him. He was 15 points up on me in first.
Mhm.
Right.
So I mean, he was up there. Then he had some tranny problems, and so I thought, at that point we'd be, like he was still a couple on me. Well, then the points came back, and then I'm 2 points on him. So I'm like, all right. Well, then this next race, we were like, we geared up for it, and
Mhm.
to go for it, and then cancel. So it's he kicked ass all year long. I mean, I kind of feel that if it should have been his championship,
Yeah.
because he was right there, and just he had some trouble with his car. If he wouldn't have had trouble with the car, he'd have still been 10 points ahead of me.
Yeah.
Mhm.
So, but at the end of the day, it's still in our house. We're brothers, so we're first and second. You can't finish out better than the first and second of the season. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
It don't get any better than that.
Yeah, but you have
Yeah.
the bragging rights.
Right.
Yeah.
But in the other side of it too, on the super stock, he got rookie of the year.
Yeah.
In the super stock. So
Oh yeah, there you go.
good on
So
him. He was up there, but
at least he got something there. Yeah.
Yeah.
right. But yeah, like you said, the national points in the Western side, that's where it really was, because he was going for that first. He would have had the first if he would have got that last race for the points.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Pretty.
Yeah, you feel for him in that aspect of it. And yeah, I wish there was just something they could have done to be able to make that up, because it was such a tight battle between you three, as you mentioned.
Mhm.
You would have
Yeah,
just
and
loved to
hats
see
off.
how that story ended.
And hats off to Tanner. I mean, he 8 points
Yeah.
behind. He drove his little ass off all year long. I mean, he was kicking ass and doing great. So I mean,
Yeah.
he
He
was
was.
right there. I mean, it was me and my brother's like, well, is it going to be first, second, and third, or second and third? I mean, Tanner's right there. I mean,
Right.
who knows? The last one, I mean, they could have both got. I could end up with third, and Tanner with second.
Right.
I
Right.
mean, he's driving son of a gun. Come down to
Yeah.
having the car right or something happens. You know what I mean? But
Mhm.
I wish we'd have run across that line and got a legit championship. Everybody raced it out, and it's
Well, and that's a big part of it too, right? Like you didn't get that moment of glory as most every driver does. Like when it's over and you hear come over the radio, hey, you're the champion, go to the front stretch, and you get to do your burnout celebration and all that kind of stuff. I mean,
right.
it's those little things, because you never know if it could happen ever again, right? Like
Mhm.
and then to have it end just like that, you're like,
Yeah,
shit.
it was kind of it just kind of robbed. I mean, the whole
Yeah.
deal, but
Mhm.
No, absolutely.
Yep.
We talked about it last week, and we were like, man, you almost feel cheated
Mhm.
just
yeah, it's
because
just not. You
didn't get that moment.
I'm with 100%. It just
Yeah.
doesn't.
Yeah.
It's not like you said. You don't have the front line there. You know what I mean. The fan. It's just
Mm-hmm.
you get a phone call.
Right.
Hey, race is canceled.
Yeah.
We tried champion.
Right. Yeah. You're like, oh,
See you
great.
next year.
Yep.
Yeah,
See you next
right.
year. Yeah.
Oh
I guess you could
man.
say you went out with a bang on the pure stocks, right?
Right. First and second, we did pretty damn good.
Mhm.
So
Right.
And the
it was,
car's clean. That's the best part.
Hey,
though.
there you go.
it's in one. We drive it on the trailer. That's the key at night. Drive it on the trailer.
Yeah,
You can pop a
exactly.
dent out or two pretty easy, but drive it on the trailer.
Exactly.
Mhm. Yeah.
Awesome. Well,
Right.
I think it. What? Go ahead.
Well, I was gonna say, just talking about, like you said, having that showcase, like after the race, getting out, interview, do your burnout, stuff like that. Because with this weekend's weather, they kind of had to bump a bunch of stuff up, and nobody got to do burnouts. So like Sharon says here, they should do something for Halloween race for the champion winner for Pure Stocks. Can still acknowledge it there. Like, yeah, hey, for you guys after the race, no matter where you end up finishing on the October 4th race, hey, I still want to do my burnout, damn it. I'm going to go out in the middle of the track.
Right.
That would be nice.
Yeah, do something, you race all year. Like you said, you race hard and you earn it. And, there's that one thing that you can have as a champion. You get your burnout right in front of everybody. So, should let them do it.
Did you guys see that picture? I don't know, Adam, there's a picture of got all 3 cars up next to the RV and stuff. Did you see that picture? That picture was taken like last year, whatever, but just so happened it's first, second, third, all 3 cars lined up. You seen that photo?
Oh, yes, I have seen that photo.
I think that's a great photo with all 3.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? Just what a chance of getting them all picture, and then that's the way it ends up, first, second, and third. You know what I mean?
Right.
It's a cool photo.
It was fate.
Yeah.
AI.
Yeah. This is really how it happened.
That's awesome. All right, cool. So we have a special segment when every time we have a guest come on. It's called "Give Me Some Questions." Well, it used to be "Give Me Some Lovin'," but yeah, we basically turn it over to the people that are watching, and they get to ask you any question that they want. We keep it tactful. We go through them and whatnot.
Luckily, we've never had some bad questions, so.
Yeah, really, we never have. So at this point, we ask the fans to start shooting in some questions that they might have for Justin specifically, and then we'll bring them up on the screen. And then we'll read them out to you, and then you just fire away pretty much. So,
I'm
all right,
down.
So if you guys have some questions, start firing them away right now. Anything that you guys want to ask Justin, anything about the season or anything in general, feel free to take this moment. I'll start it off. I guess we've been asking questions this whole time, but more or less. So what's your most memorable moment so far racing, not just this year, but overall?
The first trophy.
Yeah.
That first trophy, I mean, you bust your ass and you work hard and get that first win. That was, because back in 98, 99, never got a win.
Mm-hmm.
So, the first win, that's probably the first win. Or, with the grandkids there all watching and just,
yeah.
I think the first win is probably, or even any of the wins. Those are all, you know what I mean?
They're all special.
Oh, yeah.
But the first one was like, how all these years and finally pulled one off. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm.
And that was in the old cars, in the old car. You know what I mean? So, but that first one, that was like,
Yeah. Nice.
Yeah, you'll never forget the first one. It's my first one. I don't think I'll ever be able to top it ever again. But
yeah, especially post-race interview.
Yeah, that's true. And it's nerve-wracking though. Am I right? Like you get this mic, you'd be like, "So good job today. So what do you think of the race?" And then he shoves it in your face.
Yeah. You're like, I don't know. Let me take a breath for a second.
Let me get out of the car.
Yeah, let me get out. Catch my breath. You got a beer? Okay, we got our first question here. This comes from DJ. When's he going to run dirt again?
I don't know. We got to talk my brother into going with me. He don't like the dirt.
He don't like the dirt?
Nah, he doesn't like the dirt.
Is it the cleanup?
The cleanup. I think the cleanup is a tough part. But I actually had fun. We went out there. We took the old cars out here. I don't know. Last summer, I think it was. We went out to the dirt track one time. My brother never been out there, and we went out there, and I actually won a race out there. I just loaded the car up, left the asphalt tires on it the way it was, and went out there and raced it, and won a race.
Nice.
I had a kick in the ass. My brother. It was. We're all over the place, and it's just totally different. I don't think it's his cup of tea.
Was that at 76 or what racetrack?
Yeah, I-76.
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 That's a tough little track to get around too.
That was that's the one I did back in 98, 99.
Mm-hmm.
Was out there. And I think I did one race or two races out of Rocky Mountain when it was around.
Oh yeah.
That's right. I blew a motor up out there, but it was It was a mud hole out there. That was a disaster.
I miss
Yeah.
That was the worst. That was the worst night of racing.
Oh, yeah, I miss Rocky Mountain for sure. We have a lot of nights that we spent out there when we were kids,
Hmm.
sneaking into the pits, and yeah, it was.
Car get torn down for the entire night and wait until 3 o'clock in the morning to go home. Your
Okay,
brother says he'll stick to asphalt.
yeah,
Yeah, they had the asphalt. It's closer.
it is closer. Although I would love to drive a dirt car at some point, like anything. I wouldn't matter.
It's fun. It's
Yeah.
you know, don't forget your tear offs.
Yeah. So
Funny story about that, actually.
I was just gonna
So-
say that one.
I got one of those too.
So my old man, when he was driving back on the dirt, he had my mom put the tear-offs on, right? Well, she set him up for a left-handed person because she's left-handed. So she set him up for a left-handed person. He went to go grab the first one. All of them came off. Like
Well,
first lap.
well, and she didn't know that, like, when you put them on, like, you take them and then you fold it, so they're individual. Yeah, they were all still tied together. So yeah, first one, and then
All of them.
yeah, all of
That's,
them went right
that's,
off.
what, that's what I did out at Colorado National, man. It was first turn. It was sleeting and raining. I mean, it was colder than shit, and just wet. And, I mean, it was this back of the hand, this arm. I mean, you're using everything to try to, wipe your face because it just first run. Whoops.
Yep.
But you only do that once, hopefully.
Yeah.
Once. Yeah.
So what I did is you alternate, flip it, and then flip it. So you just pull one, then pull the next.
Yeah.
Otherwise, it's all at one time. That's,
That's not a
Mhm.
bad idea.
yeah, just fold one and then do the next one. So this one will be ready for the next one, and there's nothing here until this side. Then just kind of fold them over and back and forth makes it.
My ass would forget to even just take the tear off and come in like, dude, you not want to? No,
I can't see.
I can't see what
You
this
find
thing on.
you find it when you can't see. You're trying to, or you find the back of your hand and try to wipe it off.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh. Okay, we
don't have white gloves either during dirt.
Oh, I made that mistake of having a white race suit, and it was awful. I ruined that fucker.
And back then, when I did them enduros, I mean, it was just a pair of coveralls and some cheap leather gloves. So you froze your ass off. It was, I mean, it wasn't a fire suit. It was just, coveralls out of the garage, some gloves, some boots.
Get that Carhartt jacket on.
You were racing. Pull your hands off the steering wheel because your hands are froze because it's so damn cold out there. Rough. One thing we should have left in the car before they got it was the heater.
Yeah. Oh, that'd be nice.
That's funny.
The winter series was something else, boy. I don't think they don't do those anymore.
Yeah, I mean, I know they.
I think
did it up
76
until-
does it. They do a 100 lapper.
100 lapper?
But
100
they get canceled so often nowadays that, it just doesn't happen very often just because, a lot of times there's too much snow on a track or couldn't get it prepped good enough, so.
Back in the day, that didn't matter. It didn't matter if the sun was out, we were racing.
Yeah. Hey,
It didn't matter.
switch over to snowmobiles. Fuck it.
Right.
Put them all season tires on. You'll be good.
Yeah.
Send
Go out there with some mutters.
it. Send it.
Yeah, send it.
Dirt, ice, snow, dirt, shit. Oh, fuck.
A lot of this.
Yeah, exactly. Oh, that's awesome. Okay, we have our next. Well, it's not necessarily a question, but a comment. This comes from Sharon. She says, not a question, but more of a comment. You and Sean both really helped Tanner learn from the best. He watched your rear bumpers all season and hit them once or twice. Gonna miss racing with you guys.
Yeah, that happened a couple of times. There was a few people that hit the back bumper on a couple of them.
Yeah.
No, it's been fun racing with Tanner. He's a good kid. I see him every day when he comes out. He's out there racing. I talk to him every day. Even when we're racing the super stocks, he comes by. He always comes by and says hi and how you doing? A good job. And he's a good kid and he's a hell of a driver. I mean, that Bandoleros, and then did that pure stock, and I don't know if it's the iRacing or what, but man, that kid's got it down. Next year he'll get a championship. He just watches the temperature gauge and the back bumpers of them cars. They'd be in good shape.
There you go, Tanner. Some words of advice going into 2026.
Yep, there you go.
All right, this comes from Ginnis. How do you feel the year went with the new owners? This is a great question.
It seemed, everything, it still seemed like it was the same, really, other than, the new bleachers and the stuff they upgraded to. But, all in all, it still seemed like it was really the same. And the upgrades are nice with the, the screens. I like where you don't have to send somebody up from the crew to go up there and take a picture of the lineup every time, where it's all digital. I like that. That's definitely a plus, with the tower on the pit side there.
Yeah.
I think that, I think it was still all pretty good.
Yeah. I like how they finally went to My Race Pass, because
there you
can
go.
do so much. You at that point you don't even need to go up to the board, because you just pull it up on the app and you hit lineups and boom.
My wife loves that. My wife loves that.
Yeah, I've been advocating for that for years, and because like Ray does a good job of when she used to write it on the board. She actually used to like make the numbers big so you can read it. When Witherwax does it, it's like he's writing like a small letter to somebody, and you're like, what the fuck? You gotta like zoom all the way in on your phone just to take a picture of it.
Yeah.
So
I didn't mind the walk because I could use the extra steps. That's for sure.
We were always down there, the North 40 down there, 118, 119. So it was a hell of a truck all the way down there. Unless we got a good spot and got closer, but it was always a trek last year.
Yeah.
Okay.
Our first couple of years, we were like in those first two spots, just right on the south end, on the east side. So it wasn't as big a walk as down in the North 40, but it was like, man, I gotta walk all the way down there now. Shit.
Send one of the kids, hey, go take a picture of that screen real quick.
Yeah, exactly.
Know what the line is.
Exactly.
Okay. I think this is kind of, and I'll kind of follow this one up with a different question after this. But what would you like to see done next year? I'm assuming maybe some additions to the racetrack.
For track, yeah.
I think in the pits, I think they used to use some concrete around there. A little bit of concrete and some, I think we all hate driving through the rocks.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? The rocks are a pain in the ass. I think if they did some asphalt and some concrete and pads or whatever, I think that would really help out on the pit side. Score tower can probably use a little upgrading.
Yeah.
And I don't know about you guys, but when you got those monitors on, they're trying to talk to you. There's a couple people that you can't never understand them. It's every other word. Some people you can hear them every time, and some you just can't. I don't know if it's their radio or what the story is. If it's that system he's upgraded, you know what I mean?
Absolutely.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. I know that the kids struggle hearing, but I think it's a different system. But I know that they struggle sometimes hearing what people are saying.
Well, and then with the pits and stuff, like there's so many spots that the concrete has literally created like canyons in the friggin' concrete. So it's like I can't even get my car jacked up because, it's going to fall off the jack because the jack's going to get stuck, So now you got to bring like a steel plate to put underneath the car just so that you can jack it up so the jack moves with it, It's like, it's just one more thing I got to put in a trailer just because,
But,
like,
since the new bleachers and painting everything up the first winter, I think they did quite a bit. So let's see what happens this winter. They might, I think they got a 5-year plan. So I think that, should be, let's see what happens this winter. Next year or two, maybe, they did a pretty good jump that first year, buying the track and then doing all them bleachers and all that. And then they did that tower and there's quite a bit of concrete out there that was done as well. So,
well, I just love that they took the time to scrape the walls and repaint the walls so it doesn't look like it's just chipping everywhere. Like they actually clean that holes, at least I don't know what it's like on the front side, but at least on the pit side there, between the fence and the edge of the wall, there was always trash and cigarette butts and stuff. Like that all got cleaned out. Like it just the little extra time it took just to clean it all out and make it look nice. That's one of the things I loved about it.
For sure.
Mm-hmm.
I just like the fact that they didn't take away the cheeseburgers.
Yeah, either does Ian Clark.
Okay, so to follow up with that question, because I mean, I'm in agreement with you. I think everybody wants everything to be done like right now. I think that a lot of people fail to realize that it takes time and money to invest in a racetrack, and it's going to take a little while to get a full facelift on that place. But I think that they're invested. Obviously, they've shown a huge improvement in the short period of time, like you alluded to. But when it comes to the structure side of things, do you think there should be any changes or anything like that to the pure stock division when it comes to tech rules, anything like that you would suggest? Like, what do you think would make it better? You know what I mean?
Not worse.
Not worse.
Not
No,
worse.
I thought about that for a second.
Well, I think that, if they start out with some rules at the beginning, just stick with it. Don't try to keep changing it in the middle of the season or every other race trying to change this or change that, or, start with some rules and run with it through the whole season. Mid-season, they were trying to do a change. I think it was 4 weeks left or something, or 3 weeks left. It's like, we've been running this pulleys or something. I'm with pulleys all season long. It's like,
oh yeah.
I mean, just stick with the rule and just stay with it. Don't be changing it mid-season.
Just leave it. Yeah.
Right.
That's what the comments and everything are for right now. There's some go around everybody what they want for next year or something.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Well, your brother got on there and said more races.
Yeah, for sure. That's definitely. I think that we only get 9 races, 10 races, 8 races. You know what I mean? And you get into the points thing. If they're in other states, they start 3 months, 2 months before we do.
Mm-hmm.
They get 14 races, and we get 8, 9 races. Then you cancel some, you only get 6, 7.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So I think,
Absolutely. Because they used to, I mean, even as late as like the late 2000s, they used to start like April 1st. First weekend of April, they were racing. Like, it wasn't a month long of practice. It was, nope, this is opening weekend. We're having the blizzard race, so to speak. And it ran all the way through till October. We've talked about that a lot on this show, about just the amount of races that we get, and what's the right answer, more or less, to get the divisions some more opportunities to get back on the racetrack. Because I know that that's just what everybody wants to do. They just want more opportunities, and especially in your case, right? Like 1 or 2 more, and could have been a really good position to be there for the national or for the West at least, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, he was. Yeah, we're right there. I mean, we're in the top 10 in both of them. Like I say, my brother Sean. I mean, he was second. I mean, right there. Now I think it's 4th or something.
Yeah.
Third actually. I think third's where he ended up. So it's pretty good. But one race can switch. How one race can change the whole game.
Yeah.
Yeah. Exactly. Well, heaven forbid, because a couple times a year you get a double feature night in the middle of the year, and heaven forbid that a double feature night that gives you even more points. Now all of a sudden you get that one canceled. Now it's like, well, shit, that would have been a big night,
Well, even like this championship, that was 2 races. I mean, double and there. That was huge. I mean, that's another deal, right?
Yeah. Like they said in the post, damned you if you do, damned you if you don't.
Damned if you don't, right?
Right. Yeah. But we're always advocates of, like, let's work on how we can get the races made up, not, well, sorry, this is just the way it is. You know what I mean?
Yeah. I mean, there's Friday, Sunday.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah. Mm-hmm. I mean, even Saturdays, because there was multiple times this season where they only had super stocks, pro trucks, super late models racing. That was it, right? And then they have like a you know, maybe the trains or something afterwards, or the demo cross or whatever, you know, to end the night. But I mean, you could adjust the schedule, and they do it all the time, right? Like they adjust the schedule all the time on us, you know, Friday before the races. Oh, hey, by the way,
Yeah.
we're going to move it up.
Well, I mean, just like this weekend, like I was telling Justin before the show started, you know, really you only got, I mean, besides the trains, you only got the pro trucks and what the
late models.
late models running. So it's like you could have either got rid of the circle drags, or, you know, I know they're really trying to get the drift car competition going, but it's like really you could have been like, hey, this is more important. This is our
A
weekly local
championship
ship.
should have been a priority.
Right.
Right.
You're showing off your drift comp is not as important as let's get our championships taken care of. You know what I mean? Like,
Especially
definitely could have got rid of one of those and put the pure stocks in.
100%. 100%.
Yeah. You just want to see the this is going to sound really bad, but you want to see the effort put in, and it shows more of the respect towards the people that come and show up every single week and put on the local show. Because I mean, you know, it's fine and dandy having all these touring series. I love it. Love having the touring series, but still your bread and butter is still the local shows. And you just want to, you know, okay, guys, we're going to do everything we possibly can for you guys because we appreciate what you guys do and help us put this together. And it's that give back, because we give our, like you just said, you worked 6 days a week to get those cars ready to go, you know, and then you just get that same love back. Like, hey, for your time and your effort of making sure your shit's on par, we're going to add it somewhere else. We're going to figure out a way to do this. That more or less, I think, is what we're just all looking for. Is like, you know, we bust our ass to do our end to make sure we get there, but, you know, show us a little bit more coming back.
Right.
100%.
Okay. I went off at a tangent, so my bad.
It's okay. You do that a lot. You get long-winded on your tangents too.
I do. I know. It's a fault of mine. So I'm looking at, let's see. Is there any, did you see any other questions pop up? Sorry, I wasn't paying attention.
I haven't
for a
seen
couple
just
minutes.
a lot of people commenting on, you know, what we were talking about and stuff, but nothing really
Oh,
question-wise.
There's this one from Adam Hilton. He says, wipe off your damn lens.
I don't know who he's talking to, if he's talking to me or if he's talking to Justin.
Can't be mine. Here. Mine's good, Adam.
So it's probably me. I've wiped it like 3 or 4 times. I don't know. This light is like,
I didn't eat no chicken
God.
today, so I'm no grease on my hands. So no chicken wings for lunch today.
All right. I got another one for you, because this is always fun to kind of know driver to driver. What's your superstitions? What's your race day routine?
Race days. You know, once we get out there to the track, I got to have my little hour nap before. You know, we usually get out to the track about an hour early, and I park the RV. I jump in the back, take an hour nap, and then I wake up as we're rolling through the gate.
Nice. You know, it's funny you say that, because I can't remember who I was talking to. I think it was just this weekend, about people, they'll roll up into staging and take a nap in staging. It's like, you're getting ready to go out and race and you're going to take a nap? Like, come on.
Well,
there's no way I could fall asleep in the car. There's no way.
That's happened when you're out there on that stretch for 45 minutes. Man, you use the Hans device to lean forward so you can nap for 10 minutes. Now you hear the car next to you fire up.
That's true. That's definitely true, but I don't know.
As you're sweating over there like a pig, you know, like.
Just for me, I feel like you know, with the earbuds, you know, the molded ones, it's like you can't hear nothing except for, you know, the spotter. And shit, knowing myself, I'd probably fall asleep and not hear anything, and all of a sudden, you know, like just be shook.
You wake up and
like,
the race is over.
Have Scott Bramkamp shaking me like, dude, get your ass on the track. Let's go.
Good stuff.
Jake could be dreaming about some odd shit too. That's for sure.
Yeah, I get some good ones in there.
Okay,
Here we got one.
couple more here.
Yeah.
This comes from Anthony. Any advice for the next generation of young drivers? Congratulations as well.
You know, put your time in, just bolt nuts, check your car, stay on top of it, just always checking shit out. That's kind of a key, you know. You don't go out and race and wait for it to break down. You want to try to find that crap before it breaks down, you know, going through the cars. And that's where, we win in the garage, you know, all the time out there just turning wrenches and just going through. And you can go through it 3 times and you come back through and go, damn, how did I miss that bolt? I mean, you just got to just put your time in. It'll pay at the end, you know.
100%.
Absolutely.
Yeah, thanks, by the way.
Okay. Let's see here. Shawnee wants to know, she says an hour early, Justin? Question mark.
All right, maybe a couple. You know.
Needless to say, you're just the first one in line.
Yeah, first or second, you know, early bird gets the worm, right?
Yeah.
100%.
Well, you pull in there that big ass RV, you don't want all them people on it, man. You can't turn that sucker around. You get everybody in there, you're rolling there late, man. Shit, then you're in the North 40.
Yeah. Totally understand that.
Absolutely.
Do Blake Martinez.
Let me see here. Blake Martinez. Oh, okay. Grandson one.
Yeah.
Who's
Okay.
that? My favorite grandson, Blake?
Who's your favorite grandson?
Is it Blake?
Yeah.
Blakey? Hey, Blake, what's up?
We have no favorites.
We love all the grandkids. No favorites. Come on. We love them all the same.
There you go. That's a good answer.
Oh, here's a second note. He said he'd give you $100 to say it was him.
Hey, Blake, you're number 1, bro. We'll go grab some lunch. Keep your $100, buddy. Love you guys.
That's funny.
Oh man. Okay, this comes from Chris Cox. So, Justin, what's your favorite part of race day?
Favorite part of the race day. Favorite part of race day, winning that trophy.
That's a good answer.
When you win.
That's a good doing. That's a good way.
Just, you know, just love it out there. Everybody's just like big family. You know what I mean? It's, you know, I back in the day I've done drag racing and done, you know, but Colorado National, everybody there is just, it's like a big family. You know, if you need something, you can go 1 or 2 doors down and get what you need. You know what I mean? It's just
100%.
You know, it's really brought over the years, last few years, you know, the grandkids and the kids and all the family together, and everybody just loves it. And just, you know, I don't know if you guys see all the little videos my daughter does all the time. She goes out there and videos everything all the time, and then you know, and then she does them videos over the weekend right after it, which, you know, just you go back and watch those and just, you know, because, you know, when you're out there racing, you know, you're there, and the next, you know, boom, the day's gone.
Yeah.
Like, what happened? What's this? And you go back and watch it and say, oh, you kind of see how it kind of went, you know, different events. It's, you know what I mean? Kind of replays it.
Right.
You know, you're out there driving, you're just trying to get ready for the next one. You come in, what's the car doing? You're this and that. It's chaos for a few hours and then relax.
Right.
Yeah, I always have to ask my wife, I'm like, did you get any photos or videos or anything from the weekend? Because I don't even really have my phone on me half the time when I'm out there. Even just working on my kids' stuff, it's like you never are focused on anything else other than just like what's going on there.
I always loved Brooks' videos because once in a while you'll catch Adam Hilton work on their cars or grinding something with no socks and sandals on.
Flip flops, huh?
Yeah, his flip flops on. It's like, man, you're tough, some bitch. You would never catch me with sandals on in the first place, let alone grinding shit with no socks on.
It's funny watching him change a tire with flip flops.
Yeah.
Dismount with flip flops.
I think it was 2 years ago. During a main event, there was a caution, and I was overheating bad. And on the radio, I was like, "Should I pull off? Should I not?" And my dad's like, "That motor, just pull off. Let's try and cool it down." And I think Adam knew I was overheating. So as soon as I pulled off, they got the yellow going. They pulled off, and he was parked up kind of like where Chris and Brent Cave parked. All of a sudden, I'm passing him. All of a sudden, I look over. He is full dead sprint, catching up with me to go help. And he's in his flip-flops. I'm like, God damn, man. I would have fell on my face if I was sprinting like that.
He's experienced.
He's experienced.
Professional.
Yeah, exactly.
Oh,
He's ran
That's
from the
funny.
cops with them flip flops on. I mean, he's experienced.
yeah. Oh shit.
What's
That's
let's see here. What's in there? Oh, here's a one from our buddy Greg. So he wants to know who do you not like racing against?
My brother. I just, when we're out there racing next to each other, it's the last person I want to bump. You know what I mean? I'm sure you guys, if you guys are racing, it's like you're next to him. It's like, man, why do I got to be next to him? You know what I mean? No, no, I don't really have anybody I don't like racing against. You know what I mean? Everybody, there's a few. I don't know. I better not say nothing.
Yeah. I plead the fifth.
Right.
I've always liked racing against Jake because I always give him the bumper.
Not always, but usually
always,
if we're
but
starting
a lot of
side by
times.
side, I get by you real quick.
Well, the very first cars we had out there 3 years ago, we were out racing and we're side by side, and one car spins out, and then he spins out. Next, I'm in the wall, and my brother spun out on the bottom. It's like damn near almost totaled out 2 cars that night. It's like
Yeah.
if he'd been back a little farther, up front a little bit, it'd only just been 1 car.
Yeah.
But it just seems like we're always, and it's a real good competition. We're always right there. You know what I mean? Right by each other.
Right.
And,
That's the best.
All right.
Yeah, our mom would say differently. She would rather have us stay separated. She always hates if we start next to each other, no matter if we're on a pole, second row, third row, fourth row. She hates when we start next to each other for some reason. Like, especially when we're starting on a pole, that's the best part because we're giving our best chances to finish 1-2.
Well, not only that, but I just know how you drive and you know how I drive. So you're reliable, when especially you're comfortable racing against somebody that you know what they're going to do and what their tendencies are.
Yeah, that guy's not going to take me out, I hope.
Yeah. I hope. There's always that slight, you just never know.
It just comes out and you can be done, you never know.
Hey, we've had people on this show before, a la Ed Vecchiarelli, say that he'd take his mother out for a win. So, okay, this question comes from Adam Hilton. How many Corvettes do you have, and what are the horsepower of the Corvettes?
I actually sold them. I don't have them anymore.
Dang.
I'm just kidding. I'm just teasing. Waiting for him to say, "You're a lying bastard." No, I got a couple. I'm down to 2 of them. 3 of them. 2? No, 3. Actually, 3. Lost count, right? So I got a 2015 Z06. It's bone stock. Got a 2009 Z06. It's about 1,300 to the wheel. F2 Pro Charger. It was built when we built it. We were building it to do the half mile, to break 200 and a half mile. But then when COVID hit, they got rid of all it all stopped since COVID. Then I got a 2009 ZR1 that's just about 1,100 horse to the wheel that I was trying to do break 200 in the standing mile. Back before they canceled those, it was about 900 horse, 850, 900, and I did 196.7 in the standard mile. But then did some more work to it, but then they haven't done it since before COVID now. So,
oh,
damn.
Then
damn.
My wife ran these 15 Z06 and did 176 standing mile.
Whoa!
Damn.
Oh,
Damn.
Fast. That's when we got the stacker and everything from at the track. That's back in the day. Did raced at Bandimere for a little bit and did the. He was doing the half mile and the Colorado mile. That's where those cars were built for. But
Yeah.
The problem is, so my ZR1 actually, it's funny, is it's been sitting for the last couple of years because it's been broke down. Couldn't figure out the problem with the security and key fobs and all that jazz. And here about a week ago, good friend Adam comes over and said, I think I could fix that. Thinking it's in the security, so we'll get in there and turn the security off. So he gets in there and we're messing with it and can't get into it because it's got Pro EFI for the computer and it's got the factory other computer. Well, it couldn't get into it to disable the security. Well, he's sitting in the car, and I just happened to walk up to it. And it's got the California Lamborghini doors.
Mm-hmm.
And I come around the front, and the wires in the door panel, when you open the door and the door there, I just grabbed the loom because the loom was kind of coming apart. I squeezed that loom a little bit, and he goes, what'd you just do? I said, I just grabbed these wires. And he says, do that again. I grabbed the wires, the dash lights flickered, pulled that sheet out. That's where the broken wire was.
Oh, wow.
All along, we thought it was in the computer or it was in the security or the key fobs. And,
yeah.
And you can't take it to the dealership with the Pro EFI computer.
Yeah. Wow.
So, but hats off to Adam. He got that thing fixed and, shit, put 100 miles on it last week and haven't drove it in 2 years.
Damn.
Nice. Man, 197? Does that thing just suck you in the seat?
It just hammer down and go. It's fast. So when we were at was it one of the airports? I think Colorado Springs. One of the airports. I was going and I got on the brakes real hard, and I said I don't need to get on the brakes that hard at the end. You know what I mean? Mm-hmm. Well, the next time, no, that was was the mile, and I actually went off the end of the track.
Oh,
I didn't give enough brake. And then here it come, and I hit the brakes, and it just slid right off the track. I missed one lights by like inches, pulled a little bit of grass out of the front of it, and went and ran again.
Nice.
But hit the brake a little harder.
Yeah. Put some new meeting, rub some dirt on it.
Man, it stops pretty good. The big brakes on it, but just misjudged it there, and when it was going a little faster than I thought, but.
Well, and you never realize how fast you're going until you have to stop.
Yeah.
Yeah, the shit comes up fast.
Mm-hmm.
Fast.
That's like I was watching this video. It was on social media. It was like Facebook or something the other day. And it was a guy that was on like a circuit track. And I don't know, he was in like a Mazda or something like that. And he was heading off into one of the turns. And it was a hairpin turn, lost his brakes. And it was just like a big open field. And then it was nothing but trees at the end of this open field. And this poor dude, I mean, he had been doing like 150 or something. No brakes, went right off the track. And then luckily there was like a forage road in between these trees. And he starts like off-roading in this thing. No brakes. I mean, you're sitting there watching it and your hands are sweating, just like, oh shit. This is not gonna be good.
But
it's
very
yeah.
So I got one for you. So back on this Rockies thing, my brother brought this up. So you guys know Bear Lynch, right?
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
You guys ever been to Rockies before? You see his poster inside the building there?
Oh yeah,
long time ago, but
yeah, a long time ago.
That one.
Oh shit.
Oh wow.
That was actually so when we made that deal up there with the cars, we wanted that sign to get it down for Bear.
Yeah.
Right? And then I don't know if you know David Rockroth is over there. Those were we actually cut the drywall studs out of the wall and took the whole sign and everything because they were tearing it down. So we got that one for Bear.
Nice.
And then got the other one for I forget what his wife's name, Melanie or Darlene was David. Darlene was his wife. And I took the other one down and I said, you want me to leave it here? And she acted like she really didn't want it. So we brought it back here and we framed them and hung them up.
Oh, that's rad.
Piece of Rockies history from back in the day.
Heck yeah.
That is awesome. That
Coach
that
Bear,
was such
Coach
an
Bear.
iconic place.
It was there forever. Now it's still sitting there. They demoed the building. It's just an empty lot.
Yeah.
Everything's gone.
Oh,
Sad.
It's going to be 4 or 5 more apartments. Just what we need, right?
Something.
Yeah.
Yeah, exactly.
Just
Yeah.
what we need.
Our dad used to work for used to be JD Byrider, and then it turned into Kids Auto, and he was the manager of the
Service manager.
mechanic, yeah, service manager. So a lot of times he had to go pick up cars from like other dealerships that they like traded, and he'd need to bring them back and go through them and stuff like that. And now there was a lot of times he got some from Rocky's Auto, and we ended up going with him and got to walk all through that place. And yeah, that was a long time ago, but yeah,
Them commercials were the
Rocky's Auto.
best.
Mm-hmm.
The commercials for them were awesome. With
Mhm.
Rocky and like the cop and the lady and stuff. I mean, yeah. For a small dealership, right? Like a used car dealership, their marketing was on point.
They
Yeah.
pumped out some cars out of that place.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Shoot,
And
even
right
with
there.
Dealin' Doug, man, with the commercials aren't the same no more, man. You had Dealin' Doug, who's got his fake Superman suit on with his ring on every finger, and you got Rocky's Auto doing all that.
Wasn't there the other one across from Rocky's, that Bullwinkle?
Yeah.
The
You're right.
Bullwinkle across that Pete owned, I think. Pete back in the
That's
day.
right.
The
Uh-huh.
Bullwinkle. There's always the rivalry between the two, Bullwinkle and Rockies.
Rockies.
Mhm.
That's right. Holy
I
shit.
forgot about that.
Bullwinkles. Yeah, that's going back a minute.
God, yeah.
No
That's
shit.
a huge trip down memory lane there.
Mhm.
Wow. Well, man, we truly appreciate you coming on, and congratulations on your championship this year and all the success that you and your team has had so far. I mean, it's been awesome to see. I mean, Jake and I, we talk about you guys a lot on this show, and the fact that you guys have the whole division in general between the pure stocks and the super stocks. I've really come to thoroughly enjoy watching you guys compete on a
Mhm.
weekly basis.
That's awesome.
You guys have been some of my favorite cars to watch because I love the paint schemes and everything. So
Mhm.
keep up the great work, and I thanks for coming on the show.
The Hardee's one you can't miss, that traffic cone out there. Just look for that bright orange car in the super stocks. Right?
Yep, exactly.
I love it, man. That's like
Uh,
seeing that thing for the first time and how on point it was to the original and the bright colors. Like, because
Mhm.
at the end of the year, we started doing it last year where we have a contest and who had the best paint scheme. And I mean, so we'll see. We might have to make trophies or a belt or something this year.
see what
for
happens.
everybody that
Right?
wins.
Yeah. Do
Oh,
a
yeah.
championship like WWE style belt. There you go.
Yeah,
Right?
best paint scheme.
Mhm.
So,
That's awesome.
but yeah, at this point, basically, we want to give you the floor one more time and, give your thanks, sponsors, anybody you want to thank personally right now. And spotlight's yours.
No, just hats off and thanks to all the my family, all the fans out there and everybody that support us all the way through. And I got my wife puts up with a lot of my shit. Thank her. And then my brother. He's always been it's been by my side, and without him, he's a big part of it. And then cheers out to the sponsors too. CTF Construction, they've helped a lot. Mechanical Piping, Dave Hyde, Dave Brocious, great guys. They've helped us a bunch. Napa Auto Parts has helped us a bunch. Obviously Millennium Concrete Cutting, Colorado Imaging Services, my brother, Dyno Pro, Uptown Speed Shop, Adam Hilton, couldn't have done a lot of this without you, buddy. I mean, you've helped a bunch. Bear Lynch. Then we can't forget Aaron Johnson. He's
Oh yeah.
always there helping us and has been down at every race. And without all you guys, I mean, this wouldn't be possible. So then you can't. My lovely daughter, can't forget her out there doing the videos. So everybody remembers it. And then got my favorite grandkids. Blake and Christian.
Who owes
Can't
you
forget.
$100 now?
We got Lexi. Lexi out there helping. She's, just everybody, Devin, Connor, there's, the list goes on. Everybody that helps. It's just, without all them guys, we wouldn't be where we're at today.
Yeah.
Awesome.
So.
Yeah, man, we appreciate it. And
yes, thank you.
Yeah, we'll definitely see you soon. We'll be out there in a couple weeks, and we'll definitely come by and say hi, and we'll share a beer.
Sounds like a plan. Love it.
All
And then
right,
we'll
man.
go up to Sean's new shop, and we'll have even more beers.
I'll text you the address in a little bit.
Yes. We're coming, Sean.
Love it. All right, man. We'll take it easy, and we'll see you soon. Thanks.
You do the same. Right on.
Right,
thank you.
See
Take
ya.
care.
Oh man, that was awesome.
Yeah, that's great.
Yeah, we haven't gotten a true chance to actually, have a full conversation with him, and he's an awesome guy, that's for sure. He's funny.
Yeah, I meant to get down there and go talk to him and talk to him about the podcast for today on Saturday, but with helping Steve, and then it rained and stuff, and just never really got a chance to go down there. So, but yeah, just getting him on today, that's great.
Yeah.
I appreciate all the stuff he's had to say, and coming on and last second, and getting to know some of these people, and just kind of talking to him before the show started. He actually lives down on Alkire, 80th and Alkire, down where Grandma used to live. So we were talking about the area and everything. I was like, yeah, my grandma used to live over here. Is the pool, and the house off to the side, and there's like a farm ranch behind it, like a horse ranch behind it. And he's like, oh, I know exactly what you're talking about. You remember this brick house over here? Like, yeah, definitely. So, it's a small world, even in the racing community, that when you meet people like that they might know somebody, or live somewhere that you've been around forever. So that was fun.
That's awesome.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, and congratulations again to him. And we appreciate him being so very open in some of those discussions here during the show. So right now, what we want to do is talk about last weekend. Jake was fortunate enough to go out there and get to see all the action happen pretty much firsthand.
Some of the action, yeah.
Well, yeah, for majority of it, I would say.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
But yeah, do you want to? Should we just kick it off? Because we had the super stocks, had the figure eights, had the Grand American Modifieds, and the super late models. They're running their championship night. So it was a crazy night of racing, that's for sure. I mean, you want to start off with the figure eights, and then we'll kind of touch on who champion and top 5 in points.
Yeah. I mean, to start the night, they were going to run super stocks, figure eights, gams, supers, late models. So they got the first features off that same exact way, and the rain came in the middle of the mod race, so they kind of had to rework the schedule a little bit to where second features they did super stocks, super lates, mods, and then they ended the night with the figure eights. So I'm pulling up our notes here from their
recap.
The recap, yeah. I didn't really get to see the figure eight race much, of course. Good old Jeremy Wall got in the lead and just never, looked back. But it was good that they had 14 cars show up. I think 12 started the first race. 14 of them started the second race. Well, it looks like Troy Whittar ended up joining into the figure eights for the second race. And I think there's got to be one more that did as well. Because they had 12 start the first race and 14. Oh, Cody Palomore didn't start the first race, so I'm not sure what happened there. But the second race though sounded like it was a good race. Michael Wolf Jr. ended up taking the feature for that one. So you had Jeremy take the first one, Michael take the second one. There was somebody on Facebook that said something about thank you, Jeremy, for like giving up or allowing or something somebody else to win or something like that. And I saw Michael Wolf Jr. put, it was like, it wasn't given, it was earned. And from what I heard, he ran a damn good race in that second feature, and you could kind of tell that he was on a mission to try and get one more before the end of the year. I know they still got October 4th coming up here, but it was just good to see the car count was up a little bit. I thought that was really good. Dennis Stepanek made it out, got in there. I know he had a little bit of car troubles after the first race, so I don't think he finished the second race, but it was just good to see some of these drivers come back out, and Jared Wall had a good night, finishing 4th and then 5th in his race. And then Isaiah Proctor, your rookie of the year, had a good night as well, finishing 5th and 4th for the night. So, some good things with the figure eights, I think, for their championship night, and then technically their last race of the year.
Well, and anybody who knows Jeremy, he's not going to just hand over
No.
wins.
I know he didn't give it up. It's just when, somebody just as good as you can get out in front of you and stay out in front of you, hey, even if you're a dominant racer and you're back far enough and you're trying to catch up, when you're running the same speed and the same lap times and you're gaining only just a little bit here and there, hey, it's just that one feature might have not have been your feature, and that's okay. And he'll tell you the same thing, that, hey, working in the garage and getting out there and racing hard, and good things will happen to you. And yeah, Mike in the second feature, had a good race.
Yeah.
So
I mean, congratulations to Jeremy and Michael Wolf Jr. for getting the second win on the night. Your track champion for this year was his 96th track championship was Jeremy Wall. I thought it was really, really funny.
I heard something.
Go ahead.
Yeah, I heard something interesting. This is his second or third three-peat already.
Oh, no shit.
As champion.
Wow.
Yeah. Wow. At least second.
Man, that's crazy.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, again, he's I really like Jeremy. He's a great dude. We've had a lot of conversations, him and I, over the course of the last 3-4 years. And you'd be hard fought finding somebody who works harder than that guy. That guy busts his ass in the garage, and it proves every week. It proves when he changes out divisions too. I mean, he's done it in super stocks. He's done it, and he tried it in a GAM too. Here, what was that last year?
2 years ago.
2 years ago.
23. Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, it's not like it's just anything. He just sticks directly to this one. I mean, he's just got this figured out. But he busts his ass in any car that he ever puts his mind to. So, but yeah. So points standings. Jeremy Wall is your champion. Michael Wolf Jr. was in second. Jared Wall finished third, and fourth was Isaiah Proctor, who also went home with the Rookie of the Year honors. And coming in fifth was Dennis Stepanek, the third D3. So congratulations to everybody in that division. I mean, as far as total number of cars, and I think this is something we can take away for this division for this season. There was 22 cars who at least started a race this year in the figure eight division. So that's awesome. Granted, now not all 22 of them started every single race, but it does show that, you know what I mean? Like there's
people out there to race.
There's people out there racing, right? So you had 22 of them.
Often as possible.
Correct. And it happens across every division. You have a consistency of anywhere from 12 to 16 right in there. But there was 22 cars. So that's great to see. Hopefully we start to see a little bit more next year and get some more of the action in the X. I did see a video, I think it was Jared Wall that posted it today, of like a near miss that he had.
And there was a lot of that this weekend.
Yeah.
The times I could get a little peek into the figure eight race, there was a lot of that, especially first feature, since it ran right before the GAMs. I think there was like a couple laps to go, and there was a lot of that going on. There was some good racing going on, and all of a sudden there's like 3 or 4 cars together, and then two cars are coming to the X, and you're just like, whoo, boy, woo.
That's what you live for.
Yep.
That's what you live for. That's that division. I mean, you never want to see them wreck, but you want to see some close calls.
Yeah. I mean,
that's the best part.
You're crossing each other, that's what it's meant for.
Mm-hmm. So congratulations, Jeremy. Good job, man. It'll be interesting to see come next year. And there's some people that they're getting better. I mean, we saw some wins out of other people. D3, Mike Wolf this year.
Mm-hmm.
Isaiah Proctor made a huge step forward this year. He was super competitive.
Mm-hmm.
It's going to be a stout division here pretty soon. It's not going to be just like some of the other ones, right? Like 4 or 5 cars could win any given night.
Mm-hmm.
So you just love to see that parity for sure. But
right.
But you can't. To quote Ric Flair, to be the man, you got to beat the man, right?
Mm-hmm.
So, but I think it's coming, and
it can be done, and he'll tell you it can be done. You gotta go do it. Yeah.
Keep working.
You just gotta go do it.
So, all right. Well, there's your figure eights for the 2025 season. We will move on to one of my favorites, the super stocks for this year. And before we dive into the races itself, I will say this: there was a total of 50 super stocks that started the year this year,
or at least during the year. Yeah,
that's what I mean. They had 50 total cars make at least
a
super stock race this year. 50.
Yeah, we need that on a nightly basis or a weekly for when they race basis.
Well, and I know, it begs the question, right? Like, you can't start all 50. Obviously not. You can't start all 50. But you can't have a slow and a fast.
Or you can run a B main.
Well, same thing. That's same concept.
Well, I mean, but a slow and a fast, if you have a couple of positions that you leave out from qualifying, and then in the B main, you have all of them run to try and make it into the A main.
Well, yeah, you're talking an LCQ at that point. Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, that's technically the old ways of running a B main is
right.
You raced your way to try and get into the A main if you didn't qualify for it.
And then you just went home afterwards.
Mm-hmm.
Which, I mean, I don't mind seeing that. I would love to see it, but I just want to see more of them.
Yeah,
I mean,
there's no way you can run 50 cars on that track.
No.
I know that they've pushed 40-something years previous with the pure stock, super stock combined, but like Justin said, like you're getting yourself into a whole nother ballpark of mixture of talent, mixture of car, mixture of experience.
Yeah.
And it's just nothing but trouble. But that begs the differ that, there's a lot of action going on literally on every inch of that track.
We've seen it in the past, though. I kind of wanted to challenge them on that because there has been a lot of times where they've gone green to checkered and they've run 3 wide around that place.
It's scary
without any issues.
It can be done.
It can be done, and we've seen it. So,
but for longevity of the class throughout the entire year, you can't do that.
That's true.
One race is not equal to an entire 9 races of doing the same thing.
100%. But yeah, you want to go ahead and speak to the race itself or the races themselves?
Yeah, I mean, I'll try. Like I said, with helping Steve Rodenbaugh out this weekend, I didn't get to see much racing that I wanted to, but the tight battle and the points going on, especially between Chris Cox and Jordan Abeda, like these 2 races were important, and I think it came down to where, kind of no matter what happened in the first race, it was like, how's the second race going to do? Because that was really kind of the deciding factor of, who's going to be championship. Because what was the points difference between the both of them before? It was like a couple, right?
It was like 1 point, 2 points, something like that, and it ended up being the difference of 1 point at the end.
Yeah. So yeah, I mean, the first race, like I said, I without trying to speak ill of my inexperience of watching the race, but it sounded like the first race went off pretty good. I mean, 30 cars started the race, and there's no shortage of no action on the track. I mean, there was action all over the place, and eventually, Chris Cox ended up being your winner in the first race. And I think even post-race, he had said that, it's good to win this first race, but with Jordan finishing third, there was only that couple point buffer. So the second race is really going to be the most important, because now you're going for 2 points in between each, each position. So really having a good race in that one was going to be the deciding factor, which in the second race, again, I didn't get to see it, but there was some action going on. There was some good battling between Chris and Jordan going on. I know they were kind of beating and banging on each other, and I think Chris ended up, getting ahead of Jordan there in the middle of the race, and then late in that race, and sorry, Chris, if I say this wrong or anything, he was racing with the 61, I do believe. Yeah, John Humphrey, or maybe no, it was Maury Christener. I can't remember which one it was. One of those 60 cars, 61 or 60. And something would happen where Chris ended up spinning out. And, at that point, it's like, what happened? Who did it? How did it happen? Who goes to the back kind of thing. And, I've heard mixed things of how it happened, but the ending result, Chris ended up getting his spot back. Whatever car it was, that car ended up going to the rear. And then eventually Chris ended up getting that one position ahead of Jordan Abeda to lock in the championship. So Brent Cave ended up finishing first in that second super stock feature. Dylan Kellogg, man, finishing second. Got a little good finish out of Dylan, that young kid. We know him. He actually goes to Columbine currently, and my father-in-law coaches him in baseball, so I know he's been wanting to see him race. So I'll have to let Big Mike know that he did pretty good this weekend. But Chris ended up finishing third, Jordan fourth, and Chris Jordan with a good finish there to end the year in fifth. But yeah, that 2 point buffer from the first race, and then the 2 extra point buffer there from the second race ended up giving Chris Cox your 2025 Super Stock Championship. But Brent Cave, awesome job to end the year on a win, and I know he did pretty damn good in that second race.
What's that, like 4 or 5 years now in a row that Chris has won a championship?
I mean, I know he's back to back for sure.
Because he won it in the GAMS, and then he won it last year.
Yeah. So yeah, he's technically in a sense for him personally, he's on a three-peat.
I know a minimum of 3-peat. I think he won it the year before that he was in the GAMS too, right? I'm pretty sure.
Well, no, he only ran 1 year in the GAMS.
No, I know, but I'm talking about the year before the GAMS. He was in the Super Stocks.
Yeah,
I'm gonna pull this up. So
he's on the podcast, Mr. Chris Cox. Let us know. Are you on a 4-peat, 3-peat, 5-peat, 9-peat?
3, he won the GAMS. He won the GAMS, and then let's see. So for the Super Stocks, yeah, he won it in 2022. Let's see, 2021. He won it in 2021. and then he was not the Super Stock champion. So he has won a championship since 2021. He is on a 4-peat. So 2021, 21, 22, 23, 24, 25. Well, 5-peat.
Yep.
5-peat. You bastard, man.
Jesus.
I'd like to just even sniff one.
Can you just let somebody else win once in a while? God damn.
No.
No.
That's a no.
Just like Mr. Jeremy Walt. No.
Man, I didn't even realize that till right now that he is on a 5-peat. That is fucking crazy. That's awesome.
Yeah.
Awesome. I love that dude. He's such a good dude. Congratulations, sir, on your 5th straight championship. Hell of a year. I mean, that's a nail biter too. And again, yeah, I know that Brent Kane, he had a Brett Cave. I don't know why I said Kane. Brett Cave. He had a hell of a year in that car.
Well, and really by the end of the year there, it could have been a 3-car battle just like in the pure stocks, but there was that race that Brent had that front end damage that he ended up not finishing the race. And I mean, with 30 freaking cars out there and
Yeah.
2 points in between, that's a huge blow to a kind of a points for the championship when you end up not finishing a race. I mean, even just one race, that's huge.
And it does. It really, in order to win a champion, you cannot have a bad weekend. You have to stay super consistent throughout the entire year.
Mm-hmm.
And more or less, it's just not, I mean, no DNFs and really no outside the top 10. Even if you get outside the top 10 once, you're going to have, it's going to be tough for you to make up that kind of ground.
Hey, Chris, I bet the Bando driver's $10 to say, "Are you not entertained?" Not anybody else.
Which ever since Jake's done that,
you not entertained.
He's out like $50 now.
I know. Jackson Mueller, God damn it.
He did it again.
He did it 3 times. One time a couple weeks ago, and then 2 times this weekend.
Yeah, he did it this weekend.
Make me go broke.
And he asked for his payout too, so we gave him $20. We're like,
yeah, I know.
We had a cover for Jake.
Yeah, I know. Shit. But yeah, congrats, Chris Cox, on your championship. And then, who was the Super Stocks
Rookie of the Year?
Rookie of the Year.
I believe it.
Let me go back.
I think it was Sean Sully.
Was it Sean Sully?
Yeah.
It was Sean Sully. Yeah. So congrats, Sean Sully. I forgot. Justin did just say that during the interview.
Just talking about that. Yeah. Yeah, it was Sean Sully. So yeah, he didn't quite miss out on the opportunity to get himself some recognition for this year. So yeah, congrats to him on getting Rookie of the Year. So
yeah,
and that was quite the battle because there was a lot of rookies in that division this year.
Yes, there was.
It wasn't like you were the only one and just kind of won it by default. Let me. I think there was a total of there was a ton. I think it was like 15. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21 rookies in the Super Stocks this year.
Jesus.
That's a lot. So yeah, there in turn, even just in that battle, you have to be super consistent because he won the Rookie of the Year. Well, he won it by like 20 some points, but still, over Justin Young. But yeah, I mean that's still a feat. And he finished.
That's a lot of rookies.
8th in the overall point standings too. So,
but congrats everybody. That's awesome. Great year in the Super Stocks, and like we said, we love when people go, classes go green and checkered, and Pure Stocks and Super Stocks seem to have their shit together to where they go green and checkered a lot. So, hats off to all of you.
Great battles. I mean, how many last lap passes were there for wins this year? And just super competitive. I mean, there's 10 cars out there that could win on any given night. I mean, Ian Clark, Brent Cave, Kyle Stidham, Chris Cox. I mean, you name it. There's a laundry list of people that could win in that division.
And, our buddy Greg, like he said here, he's glad he's finished the season with the top 10. He gets that car working the way he wants and quit having little small issues on it that, it's not a shortage of working on it because he works his ass off, but, just never know. Car just does something and breaks something or you get in an accident on, something where people are trying to get off a track and all of a sudden you get spun out and hit the front end of somebody, shit happens. So it's like, once you can get out of that bad luck, start stringing yourself some good finishes, like Greg and Ian, the fact that Ian Clark, wrecked that car enough to where he had to basically start over and get a new car and got that thing back together. It's kind of a damn moment with him. He blew the motor this weekend, but just the sheer determination to get back out on the track before the end of the year. I mean, hats off to him and his dad. I mean, they worked their ass off. I know, hats off to Adam and everybody that helped him, get the cage and everything going and gave him what he needed to do to get back on a track. That's awesome. Like Justin said, the racing community, it's great because you need something. Somebody's always going to be helping you and willing to, give you some parts or give you something or help you with something to get you rolling again.
Even in your flip-flops.
Even in your flip-flops, yeah.
I had to throw that in there.
Yeah.
All right. Let's move on to the modifieds.
Yeah.
This is an interesting one.
This is a very interesting one. And we'll just start with the first race, since obviously I watched this one the most. Great thing is, modifieds went green to checkered in first race. Kind of. I guess they had to throw the yellow during the white flag lap because it literally started
Raining.
downpouring rain. So they had 2 cars spinning out kind of as everybody took the white, and it was like, oh shit, so they threw the yellow. But good racing other than that, going around the whole track. Came down to with Cade and Eric Reed with a 1 point, or Cade having a 1 point lead over Eric. It's like every position was going to matter. And if it scored right, I guess I should say, it definitely comes down to every position matters. So Cade Fox ended up being your winner in the first modified race. Eric Reed scored since they took the white flag, but threw the yellow on the checkered, on that lap. They had to go back to the previous lap scoring. Well, for some reason, and I don't know why, the scoring got all screwed up. And how nobody really said anything after the race, kind of seeing the lineup for the night for the second race, I don't know why a lot more people didn't raise a bunch of questions. And nothing against anybody else, but it was all screwed up. They had Damian Lockhart finishing 6th in the first race, or 5th in the first race. Looking back on my race pass, he never even made it past 8th. I think he ended up finishing like 8th or 10th. They had Eric Reed, who was in 5th pretty much the entire race, scored 6th. I think they even had like Kirk Hunter, who technically finished like 8th or 9th. He was scored like 10th or 11th. That first race with that rain, it caused all sorts of problems. And really, when you're coming down to a championship like that you need to get it right. And it just ended up being all screwy. But in the second race, still a really good race. The race started off pretty clean. You could tell, though, after the rain, even with the mods racing after the super late models, the track just still didn't look like it had any grip in it. It was slick as hell.
Cold.
I mean, and it was cold. The modified race itself, a little bit in the super late model race from what the first, probably about 40, 50 laps that I got to see, cars were sliding all over the place. The drivers had their handful. I'm sure in a super stock race especially, cars were probably sliding all over the place because there's no rubber down. All the grip came off. There's a little bit of oil on the track still, I'm sure, but definitely in the modifieds, it was like everybody was hanging onto their cars. So hats off to everybody. Throughout the whole night with the racing that we had, because there wasn't really all that much big wreck, right? You had beating and banging, some people getting into each other, but there wasn't any red flag situations where we're towing 3 or 4 cars off the track. Thankfully. And in the mod race, I think they had 1 caution late where Forrest Smith was on one. He was leading the first race. I thought he was going to win it, and Cade ended up getting him at the end. And in the second race, he had just as good at equal speed, but he got up behind Captain Chaos, and you could tell he was trying his ass off to try and get by Cody Milan, but Cody just was not letting him. He was blocking his lane, coming off the corner low, and you could just tell Forrest, he had enough, and he dumped him. Which kind of made me smile a little bit. But so this was interesting. They ended up putting both of them to the back because Forrest took him out, but I think they also noticed Cody was freaking blocking the shit out of him. So they were like, all right, both of you, you're going to the back. So then with 8 to go, it made it a race. And Cade, I think at the time, was sitting in like 5th or 6th, and Eric Reed was in the lead. So Cade, go back green. Cade ended up getting into 4th, which is where he thought he needed to be based on where things were scored in the first race to win the championship. So obviously, you're thinking, hey, I'm in the bag. I need to finish right here at least. Tied it, and then we're get the tiebreaker for most wins, and that's where they finished. So Eric Reed was your winner for the second race. Jay's second. Frank Denning, who had a great night, finished 3rd. Cade 4th. Jeremiah Hill in 5th. So then post race, of course, you named Cade Fox your champion. Eric Reed the winner. Eric in 2nd, and congrats to Kirk Hunter for Rookie of the Year. That was awesome. And then it was like after the race, everybody's thinking, no, it's over, blah, blah, blah. Well, wait a second. Eric Reed brought up some questions of like, hey, I actually finished 5th in that first race, not 6th.
Because they were a 1-point differential.
A 1-point difference. So in a sense, like if he finished 6th, again, Cade just needed to finish 3 spots behind Eric, no matter where he finished, or obviously finish in front of him, but at least finish within 3 spots of him, which then it would tie, and then tiebreaker goes to Cade. Well, since they screwed up the scoring, technically Eric Reed should have finished 5th, and then Cade would have had to pass Frank Denning late in that race to finish in 3rd. So that way he could keep that 1-point buffer, or at least tie, and however that ended up turning out. And that's not technically how it ended. So I'm not sure what was said in the meeting. I had some conversation with people that heard about what was said in the meeting. There's a lot of what ifs. Oh, well, you started here, you were okay with that. Had we done this, this could have happened to you. So there's a lot of shoulda, woulda, couldas, what ifs that happened. And I guess at the end of it, it just decided that Cade Fox and Eric Reed are going to be your 2025 co-champions in the Grand American Modified. So I have a lot of thoughts on it. I'm not sure anybody in the comments here if they're saying anything, but to me, either fix it or keep with what you were going with. If the results showed, you had the results where Eric finished 6th in the first race, and then Cade did enough to where in that race he finished tied, got the championship because of the tiebreaker, you got to keep with that, or go back and fix it and put Eric Reed back in 5th where he truly was. I mean, my race pass had him in 5th. Lap 3 all the way to the end of the race, he was in 5th. So how they screwed up the scoring, I have no idea. That's just crazy to me. But I believe they should have went back and fixed the scoring. Now, the rules state if you want to challenge the finishing order or the results, you have 20 minutes after that main event to, say something or protest it. Obviously, it was after the second race. So there's a lot of stuff that happened that could have been different, should have been different. But I guess for this year, we're going to have co-champions in the Grand American Modifieds.
Your 2022 Stanley Cup champions, Colorado Avalanche / who did
Tampa Bay Lightning.
Tampa Bay Lightning. I've never heard of a co-champion before. I mean,
yeah,
we're handing out participation trophies, I guess now, but
yeah.
Okay, so I'll just give my 2 cents on this really quick.
Yeah, go ahead.
I understand it. From Eric Reed's standpoint, when you get done with that first race, you immediately go into second race mode. You're getting your car ready to go. You're not even thinking about what it was, because again, you're trusting the fact that race monitor and everything else, the scoring is correct, which a lot of the time it is. It's really never been that big of a question before. Because of electronic scoring, you just never really have these kinds of questions. So the fact that this like oddball situation came out is really kind of fascinating.
Yeah.
So, it wasn't until afterwards that whoa, according to my calculations and this is wrong.
Yeah.
So the fact that they went back to go look at it, I mean, if it's wrong, it's wrong, because that's on the racetrack, not the drivers. It shouldn't be
Right.
to me, it shouldn't be the driver's responsibility at that point when the scoring was screwed up from an electronic device that you supplied.
Right.
That's just my opinion.
Mm-hmm.
Now, I granted because if NASCAR screwed up, right, like the upper tier of NASCAR, would they go back and change it even after the fact, after the race was over, past 20 minutes or whatever? I mean, granted, I don't think it would ever get to that point, but they would probably be like, our bad, we'll fix it.
I mean,
we'll fix it.
Technically, they have before where, it shows that, when you're nose to nose and you're that close, oh, it shows this driver. Actually, nope. Sorry, for the scoring, it was this one. They've done that before where, they didn't have them do the burnout and go into victory lane, obviously, and then change it. It was like they had to wait to announce it. But they waited to announce it to make sure they got it right. So yeah, totally.
Right. So if it was that fault of your own, you just have to fix the scoring.
Mm-hmm.
You just go back to, you have the opportunity to through now as well. You have low budget TV right there to go back and look at it to make sure and ensure that the scoring's correct. I mean, that's why you have that service as well, is not only just to supply to people to watch, but you can use it as a tool.
Yeah. Well, and then, I mean, I don't know how they technically are scoring it. Like, I mean, are you watching every lap and writing down who's in what position?
It's going based off of Race Monitor. And if Race Monitor isn't foolproof, we've seen it in the past where even like practice and qualifying and stuff, we're like, that's not right. Like, there's no way. Or show you a lap down and you're not supposed to be a lap down. Like, it has screwed up before.
Yeah. But my Race Pass, though, that thing is pretty damn accurate. And you're using it already to post your lineups. You literally, I mean, I don't have the upgrade for my Race Monitor, but I mean, it shows you lap by lap, not only your time differences between the lap before and your best lap, but it shows you what position you're in every single lap. So it's like, how you're not using that to go back and see what the scoring was, even if it takes you, I mean, now granted it's at the end of the race, but in that sense though, you had time, right? You threw the caution at the white flag, you got everybody off the track because it's raining. At that moment, make sure you take the time and you even announce it like, hey, modified guys, we're trying to get the scoring down right. Because of this, we have to go back to the previous lap scoring to score everybody's finish.
Yeah, because sorry to cut you off, but on Race Monitor, it shows that I'm sure it's backwards, but right here where my middle finger is, it shows that he finished 5th.
Yeah.
So I don't know where, to your point, like, I don't know where the discrepancy came from at that point, because if they're not using that, then where was the error?
Well, and like I said, nothing against Damian Lockhart, but he never even was in the top 5. So how he was scored 8th with the last lap and then finished 5th in their
shows here he finished 11th.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, that's because of the caution afterwards. The Cody Milan was spinning out and he was trying to avoid the incident, and so 2 people technically got by him as he was trying to avoid somebody spinning in the rain, right? Mm-hmm. So, but yeah, the lap before that, it showed him an 8th. So it's like he never even sniffed the top 5, but yet you have him scored 5th. Yeah. How does that happen?
I don't know. But regardless, it's it goes back to that point of, are you just going to fix it? I mean, and I can see it from Cade's standpoint, right? Like, you had 20 minutes to get it done and to state your case. And then I see it from Eric Reed's standpoint. Like, how was I
How
it's
was I
wrong.
supposed to know?
Yeah. How are you supposed to know it's wrong? Like you need to fix it.
Well, as we,
But
you know,
well, I was gonna say the bad part to me is okay if they're tied in points at that point, right? Like if you go back and you do the math on it, okay, and they're tied in points, and then he's got the most wins. Cade's got the most wins, and you just fall back on that. Regardless, there's no co-championship at that point. Like there either is or he isn't. There's no co-champions.
right.
Like in my book, it's like Cade had the most wins, so you just give it to Cade because he had the most wins on the season.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, I don't know. It was good to see the modifieds have a good night in terms of the racing
Absolutely.
itself, but it's just
Absolutely.
to end the season like that with everything that has gone on this year. To end the season like that and not have a decided champion, it's wrong in my book.
It's like the cherry on top for how the mod season really went. Like it's just a weird season overall, and that just like topped it off.
Right. Yeah.
That
But
was
we have to say it was good to see Brad Skufka out there in that car, and he said, what did he say? Broke a ball joint or something like that.
Something like that, yeah.
The first race, and then in the second race, I mean, he was flying in that second race. I could tell that he was trying to keep away from incidents or anything that kind of would seem to get him in trouble. But I mean, shit, he was passing people left and right there late in the race, and was catching. I mean, shoot, I think he started last and made it up to 7th or something like that.
Damn.
I think. So yeah, it was good to see. He had that car rolling pretty good.
Yeah, and I know
Guess
Daniel
he'll have to get
Gasser
out of
made
that
it.
truck and make his way back into the mods next year.
Yeah, and I know Daniel Gasser made another appearance in his car this last weekend.
And
so
he had some troubles with that motor though. The valves were coming loose on him, and then he ran out of gas, and man, yeah, he was having some issues.
Bad luck, man.
Yeah.
But obviously that class is near and dear to our heart, since we both compete in it. But as we've been just talking about, there was 32 modifieds that started the season. At least made an appearance in one race all year long. So 32. That's spectacular. Now, granted, like some of us, like myself, where we can only make a certain amount, but it's awesome to see that class is growing as well. There's a lot of great competitors in it. Cade himself, I love Cade to death. I think that team just has it figured out. I mean, they've now had 2 drivers in that car, and they've both won championships. So, I mean, it's hats off to that team more or less than anything else. You still got to go out and drive it, but hell of a job by Kenton and all those guys. Eric Reed making the way out from Salt Lake City all year long.
Yeah, that's crazy.
That's fucking awesome. Jeremiah Hill had a great year. He finished 3rd. Forrest Smith, some huge steps forward for him this year. Absolutely fascinating what that man's been able to do in that car. Frank Denning, he finished 5th in the points. Same for him. He did a spectacular job, especially coming on late. He started to figure some shit out. And then, there's still a lot of people like Jace and Ryan Jones and CJ, you name it. There's a lot of good drivers in that division. That can Kyle Ray, anybody can. There's 15 people I think that could win on any given night in that division.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah, and there's more cars out there, as we know. I mean, shit.
Yeah.
There's 3 or 4 that we know of that haven't made it out, or bad luck, and couldn't make it out. So it's a good class, and if we can tighten up the tire situation and tire rules, I think you'd have more cars on a weekly basis if we could kind of come together as a class and figure out a better tire rule going forward. So we don't have to talk much about that, but
no,
it's a good class, and I see Val, don't encourage him. I'm going to encourage him because he's a modified driver. I know he knows it. We know it.
Make modified racing great again.
Make Skufka in a modified again. He's got a damn good car. That was Gary
old.
Higgs' son's
Old
car. Yeah, old car. Gary Higgs' old car. So he had a damn good piece. So
it's a damn good car. That's a really good car, actually. So anyways, moving on to the last division of the night, the super late models. They had the Challenge Cup 100. There was, surprising number of cars that started the race. I didn't quite know what to expect, to be honest with you. You know, we had kind of talked about it last show about how many we speculated that would be there, and I was pleasantly surprised. 17 showed up to compete for the, what was it, the 45th year?
I thought it was the 50th.
50th?
I think it was the 50th.
Yeah, 50th year anniversary of the Challenge Cup. So big night, a lot of big names. There were some people that came out and competed that we haven't seen in quite a while, like Tim Trossel, Dan Savage came out,
Cody Dempster
was there. You know, there was quite a few people that don't normally make it on a regular basis, and gave their shot at the elusive cup. But you want to speak to the race? You watched it full force.
Well, I didn't watch the full 100 laps, but I at least got to about almost lap 50, I think. But the race started off pretty good. I mean, there was battles. I mean, it was like side-by-side racing probably for the first easily 15 laps. And some of the top cars kind of started like, I don't know, not mid-pack, but kind of like not first 2 or 3 rows. So they had some cars that had to, work their way up there. And, of course, the 82 Michael Scott, he's always going to be up there running up front.
Running up
Kyle
top.
Ray had a great night. He was fast as hell. Darren Robertson there too. He had to work his way up there, and I mean there was a lot of good racing. It was good to see, and they were running too wide, and Michael Scott running his way up their line, and Kyle Ray got up there a little bit trying to run the Michael Scott line and did pretty good. I think Darren ventured off up there for a little bit, and one of the things that was very interesting, Brett Yackey ended up not qualifying very well. I'm not sure what happened there, but he's always usually up in the top 5 of qualifying, and I think he ended up qualifying like 10th or 11th or something. So it wasn't quite like him in that regard. But I mean, over a 100-lap race, you have a lot of laps to work your way back up front. So he ended up getting up there late in the race. Kyle Ray, something happened kind of early in the race. I think he was battling with Nathan Gasser. He kind of started up front there, and they were side by side racing for 3, 4, 5 laps. I think maybe they touched each other. They got into each other a little bit for a couple laps, and something happened on Kyle's car where he ended up pulling off just after halfway. I think it knocked the toe out a little bit or something like that, and then he got a flat tire. So he ended up not finishing. Cassidy Hines, she ended up not finishing. I'm not sure if her dad was watching or not, if he can kind of tell us what happened to her. But a couple cars early pulled off. Dylan Jones, he had an okay night going. He ended up, I think after 10 laps, pulled it into the infield. I'm not sure what happened to him. I want to say maybe some motor issues. And same thing, Dan Savage, he ended up pulling off early. So it was damn it, you had all this good car count for the night, and then all of a sudden, kind of early on in that race, ended up losing a couple of cars. So that was tough to see, but it still didn't take away from good battles on the track. But again, after halfway, I didn't really get to see much, but I do know that Michael Scott, Darren Robinson, and Brett Yackey were all battling pretty hard with each other majority of the race and even the last little bit. But Darren Robinson ended up just biding his time and got the car working late, and ended up taking your 2025 Challenge Cup win. So I think that's his second or third Challenge Cup.
No, I think it was his first one.
No, I think
Timeout.
I'm pretty sure this is like number 2.
Good Lord.
I know.
We're so ill prepared.
Yeah.
It's talked about each one of the winners in like that. Yeah. Oh, he won it in 2013.
Yeah. I was gonna say, I'm pretty
Yeah.
sure it's at least
Yeah.
number 2.
Yeah, it's number 2. So yeah, he won it in 2013. And then his dad has won it. Oh, Jerry won it 1, 2, 3 times. And then Odie won the very first one. I knew that. So all 3 generations have won Challenge Cup.
Damn.
And more than once. So
That's some good genes in there. Some good DNA.
Yeah.
And they got another one coming up.
Yeah, that's true.
It's gonna be a while, but
it's good to see Darren, because I know he doesn't compete.
Race the full schedule.
Yeah, he doesn't race the full schedule anymore, and they're busy, and it's good to see somebody like him, and he's had a great career, racing in multiple different divisions over the course of his time, at not only on the local level but a bigger level too. So it's great to see him get back in victory lane.
Yeah.
Love Darren. He's such a good dude. So
he's a very quiet dude, but he's a good dude.
He's a good dude. He's a real good dude. Yeah, congratulations to him and everybody that competed on Challenge Cup night overall. Your point standings.
Oh, that was their championship night too.
Correct. That was the one that we talked about it a few years back about making Challenge Cup night your championship night, and funny enough how it ended up working out that way.
Yeah.
But it's great to see, because it does kind of toast off the whole season for the super late models. There was, technically speaking, there was 30 super late models that competed at least once this year. As we had the Cars Tour that came into town. There was the points that were to be gained from that, so that it kind of inflates that number just a little bit, but not much.
Yeah.
But yeah, there was a total of like 30 different cars that came out and competed this year in the super late model division, which is awesome. It was at some points, the low points this year, we saw 12 or so compete, but high points this year outside of tour races, we had upwards to almost 20. So it's fantastic, because that's the premier division locally and even on the national level of short track racing. So congratulations to Brett Yackey again on his 2025 points championship. He was 2 points ahead of Michael Scott. I thought Michael Scott would have pulled it off, but that finish that Brett had ended up helping him out.
That one position, he ended up getting it.
That one position. And Cody Vanderwall, he ended up finishing 3rd in points. Bruce Yackey was 4th, and Adam Dynas was coming. He finished 5th overall. So, and then your rookie of the year was Holly Clark. I think she was the only rookie. Yeah, she was the only rookie. So Holly Clark won rookie of the year. Congrats to her. Huh?
That's a 3-peat for Brett Yackey. Looking back at it, he's been champion since 2023.
Oh, there we go.
So there's a 3-peat. Another 3-peater.
Another 3-peater, man. Gonna have to have some people knock off these high horses right here.
Yeah, no
especially
kidding.
That Chris Cox guy.
Yeah. Just get in a super late model already, buddy. Jesus.
I'm surprised somebody hasn't let him drive
one
car yet. Like,
yeah.
But we have one. Well, we technically have two more weekends of racing left. That's it, and that'll conclude
one more championship night though. Like this weekend's the last of the championships.
No, it's not.
Oh, I guess Legends and Bandos.
Legends and Bandos on the 4th. Come on now.
Shit, they've had so many races. They should already be done.
I know they've had so many freaking races for the INEX series. It's crazy. But yes, upcoming weekend, it's the Pro Trucks, late models, drift comp, trains, and trains and trucks only circle drags. So, then it's the trains and there's trucks
Circle
only.
drags is trucks only.
Trucks only, yeah.
Yeah.
So,
So you probably see
yeah.
that cyber truck out there.
So realistically, there's only going to be, there's the trains will crown their champion, and then the pro trucks and the late models, and then off to the October 4th race. So as it sits right now, we'll touch on the pro truck point standing right now. Curtis Hellenbrand is up on Brian Yackey by 15 points. Happy Free is in third. Travis Rose in fourth. Dalton Webb is in fifth. Happy's 47 points back. That's going to be, unless something happens to Brian and Curtis and then they don't show up, then it's going to be Brian and Curtis's battle to be had pretty much in the pro trucks. And then for your late models, I know this was a super tight one. Yeah.
Three drivers, yeah.
Brandon Newey is your current leader. Dan Alma is 6 points back, and Caleb Johnson, the rookie, is 12 points back from that. Tessa Marine is about 22, which is not, as we've seen, is not
impossible.
A huge, not impossible, but it does make it really difficult. But yeah, it'll be, that'll be a tough one between Brandon Newey and Dan and Caleb. That's going to be a tight battle. That's 12 points is not a lot for sure. As we've seen in years past, that can definitely be made up. So, and then trains. So the last call is leading the Funny Farm, the 41G Funny Farm. They're 4 points back. Snafu is also 4 points back in third. And then Friday Night Special is 12 points back. So I'm going to say it's going to be either Snafu, Funny Farm, or Last Call.
Yeah, that's a good one. Shooting previous years, it's been no question who is going to win the championship going into championship night. So the fact that they got 4 trains that are sitting in pretty good position to win, 3, but 4 you could count. But yeah, that'll be fun to see who ends up getting out on top on that one. That's going to be a good one.
Yeah, I just want to touch quickly. I know this show is kind of running a little bit long here, so I won't take too much time here. Just wanted to kind of touch on the weekend up at Gearing, Nebraska. They had all the different divisions going. It was a great night. They didn't have double features. It was just a regular old-fashioned heat races and main events. But they had legends, bandos, late models, super stocks, trucks, and I think they were called the Warriors or Minions or something like that. They had like 6 different divisions going on. So the races started at 3:30. Good thing we didn't look at the schedule until like the night before and realized that, oh shit, gates open at like 9 a.m. So luckily we looked at it like the night before.
Yeah.
We had to leave at like 5 a.m. to get up there. But good car turnouts there too. I got to thank Kyle Morse for letting me jump in his late model. It was kind of funny. We were all standing there on the backstretch wall and watching practice and everything. And he comes rolling by and he's like, "Hey, you got your shit with you?" And I'm like, "I think so." It's like, it was in there from last weekend. So why? And he's like, "Go grab it. Come drive this thing." I'm like, okay. So he allowed me to take his late model for a spin, and never been in one of those before. It was a lot of fun. Car was turning great. He had a good piece that night for sure. And then later on in the night, it was kind of funny. He came over and asked me to come spot for him. So that's where I was making that comment before. It's like funny. I go anywhere now and I get asked to spot for somebody.
Yeah.
But kids in the bandos, they all did a great job. Jackson Mueller, man, that kid made a hell of a move at the end of that race for the main event for them. Coming off a turn 3 and 4, went to the outside of Liam Hammond, passed him, got to the lead, went down the front stretch, washed up in 1 and 2. Liam got back underneath him, and they were side by side going on the backstretch on the white flag. And that little kid just sent it off into turn 3 and 4, and like he almost never lifted, and beat Liam by seriously, like the bumper, and took the win. So congratulations to Jackson. And then afterwards, we'll have to show the video
Yeah, I got it on my phone.
Do you have it on your phone?
Yeah.
His Enola Mueller was kind enough to record Jackson asking the crowd if they were not entertained, and
Yeah.
now Jake's down like another $10.
Yeah, I think he specifically, when he was thanking everybody, and the announcer's like, "Yeah, you got anybody else to thank?" And he's like, "Yeah, back home we watched this podcast, and one of the podcast guys, he bet me $10 to say this. Are you not entertained?" Oh my God, it was great. I loved it. And I'm happy that Enola Mueller sent it to me right away to give me the evidence that I've been wanting.
I was laughing my ass off
Yeah.
when he said it
I
too.
more or less wanted the evidence because I just want to see how he says it. So
he was
great.
with his llama hair.
Yeah, that's great.
But here we go. 0.053 seconds. That's how close that win was. So 5/100ths of a second. Pretty amazing. The other kids too, the Bandits, they all did a great job. Nora had something happen to the car, the bumper. I keep telling her to lay off of people, but she broke the tab off of her bumper in the heat race, and the bumper was dragging on the ground, and so they black flagged her. Had to weld back on the tabs, thanks to Chris Mueller, and she had to start in the back. So her sister Addie and Kylie were in front of her, and they go into turn one. Addie kind of washes up the track with Kylie outside of her, and Nora goes down below him and takes them 3 wide, and they're going down the backstretch. And I think just Addie got nervous and moved up the racetrack, and boom, face first into the backstretch wall. And so Kylie's car, unfortunately, wasn't able to continue. Addie's, I'm looking at it. I'm like, "Are you good?" She goes, gives me a thumbs up. And I'm like, "Will it fire?" Yeah. I was like, "Is the toe knocked out of it or anything?" They're like, "Oh, it looks like the toe's out of it." I was like, "Fuck it, send it." So they came around, we shoved the body back down onto the car, and I'm like, "Get your ass out there and finish the race." So she did. She ended up finishing the race, and Nora finished second. Madison Stanley finished first. The other divisions, really quick, I got to give a huge shout out to Wyatt Dent, that little kid. He competed in 3 different divisions and took home trophies in literally every division that night. Everything he drove, he won in. Won in a super stock, won in one of those farm trucks, won in his Legends car. It was damn impressive. And I tried to, give him a little bit of shit. It was because they ended up raining out the last Legends race because a big old storm came through, and they ended up calling it. But I think that would have been like 6 for 6 or something like that. I'm sure he'll say something about it, but
just call him Wyatt Kyle Larson Dent.
Yes, exactly. Exactly. The car was on rail, but it was so funny in the farm truck. So it's like a big old 1500 Dodge, single cab Dodge, and it's up. I mean, it looks lifted, but it's just because of the race tires and everything.
Mm-hmm.
And then there's this little teeny kid sitting in the fucking driver's seat of this big old truck.
Yeah, heard like the steering. All you see is the steering wheel, and then
his eyes. That's all you saw was just his eyes.
You get those phone books out for him. He probably had like 3 or 4 of them in there, and still was like,
"Oh fuck!" It was so funny. It was because he popped a tire in one of the races, and he drove like 3 laps with the left front down, and he was still leading it. And then I think they ended up black flagging him or something, and they told him to come off because he had a flat tire, but he was leading the race with a flat tire, and he comes rolling down.
It's still rolling, and it's not fucking anything up. Just let him fuck it.
It's not sparking or nothing. Leave him alone.
Yeah.
So, and then the late model race, I was spotting for Kyle Morrison on the opening lap. Big old wreck right from the get go. Took him out. Dell Trantham, his car got pretty messed up. I know Ben Hendricks was out there too, and he did a pretty good job, but and then they ended up calling it due to rain. So but yeah, it was a fun night. It's a great little racetrack. I recommend anybody again advocating for that place because it was a lot of fun. Afterwards, we all just kind of hung out, drank beers, chit-chatted with each other, and kids were running out on the racetrack. I was taking I had a few cocktails. I was
Phew.
taking one of those electric scooters and racing around the racetrack on an electric scooter. At one point, I
You
think,
hit a little drop shots with the dad jokes.
yeah. Scott was, we were doing some shots, and Chris was out there doing the same thing, riding around in the electric scooter around the racetrack and stuff. So it was a great time. It was a lot of fun. I highly recommend anybody go out there and you want to get away and go to a new racetrack that's not too far. It's a great atmosphere out there for sure, especially for young kids. It's super awesome. It's a great place. So that was our weekend at Gearing. Looking forward to next year. I think we're going to definitely try and make the full schedule out there with the bandos. And I know that the track owner, he had mentioned if you get 4 cars to show up out there, they'll put you on the schedule. So modifieds, trucks, anybody who wants to go out there and go race another racetrack, get 4 of your buddies in the division to go out there and they'll put you on the schedule. They don't give a shit. So if you want something
Nice.
else to just at least venture to, there you go.
All right.
So, shall we 2.5 hours here? I know it's been a long night. So
Shall we what?
shall we venture off into the night more or less?
Yeah.
Do you have anything else you want to bring up real quick?
Well, I was just gonna update everybody on my adventure of Sunday night
The trailer.
into Monday morning. Yeah. Yeah, I mean, it's just weird. I was laying in bed with the wife, watching TV, and all right, it's time to go to bed. It's like 10:45, and I was like, all right, well, I gotta go to the restroom real quick, and so walk in there, and I always have the bathroom window open just because it gets hotter than piss in that bathroom for some reason. The airflow doesn't work very well, so it's like you gotta keep the window open. And then all of a sudden, I just hear some weird noises coming out front, and then all of a sudden, everybody's knows the noises of their cars, of their trailers, stuff like that. And my trailer's got a particular squeak when you start to drive it away, and I heard the squeak, and so I looked out the window, and sure enough, there goes my trailer just driving down the street. And luckily I had shorts and a shirt on already. I just freaking grabbed my shorts, tied up the freaking knot, and yelled at my wife to call the cops. Trailer's rolling down the street being stolen, and grabbed her keys. And I didn't hesitate. I jumped right in her car, and about 55 miles an hour down the street. And whoever this person was a complete moron, because if anybody in this state has ever driven C470 down here, down south by Platte Canyon, Wadsworth area, right by Chatfield Reservoir, our neighborhood is like right there on the north side of C470, right at Platte Canyon exit. And then, there's an entrance to the highway on Platte Canyon. So the moron should have technically gone up our hill, got onto the C470 and tried to take off from there. But the idiot decided to go the other direction through the neighborhood. So I caught up to him instantly. And so, I'm like flashing my lights at him, honking at him. And he notices me, and he just starts doing about 65 up our street. Well, long story short, we get onto Ken Curl up over here, which leads over to Santa Fe. And, I'm on the phone with the cops trying to tell them where I'm at. And we're starting to come up to Santa Fe, and he's running every red light. And right before you get to Santa Fe on turns into Mineral, there's a big bump. Well, he must not had this thing latched very well, or didn't have the jack all the way up from the jack on the trailer, or didn't have a pin in the ball or something. Something pulled this trailer off, because it went in the air when he hit the bump, went back down to the ground, and then it just went back straight up in the air again, and all of a sudden sparks started flying everywhere. And he was going so fast that when you cross over Santa Fe, there's a hill. It went 200 yards up this hill.
Jackass Hill.
Great
if anybody knows
Jackass Hill, scraping on the ground. That's how fast and far it went. And I'm just thankful to God that no cars were coming, because he just ran straight through this red light. And when that trailer went up and all of a sudden sparks flew, it was like a sigh of relief. And some guy saw it. He tried to help go find the guy, but he didn't end up finding him. But yeah, crazy ordeal. Got the trailer back. Luckily, nothing was in it except for the remnants of the dad jokes and drop shots that we had the previous week, and some spare parts and miscellaneous cans of spraying and stuff. But yeah, luckily the car wasn't in there, because we thought about putting it in there, and we didn't. Kept it in the garage, and yeah, so weird night. I'm just glad I was awake and heard it, because if I would have woke up the Monday morning and my trailer was gone, I'd have just been one pissed off SOB. So thankfully the guy was an idiot, didn't have and the funniest part, not only, like I said, I don't think he had the pin in the ball, because I ended up with the ball from his hitch. So he must not have had the pin in it, because it pulled the ball out. And then while he stole our trailer, he ended up taking the wood block that we use to put it underneath the jack to jack it off our trucks. So not only did he put it on his truck, but he decided, well, I'm going to take the wood too. So the wood's gone, but at least he didn't get the most important part.
Yeah, he can keep the railroad tie. That can be his consolation prize for trying to steal a trailer.
Right. But crazy thing, but just glad we got the trailer back, because
be wary out there, everybody. There's, you never know. You could be
from the Jefferson County cop, he said it's been happening a lot. And as you see on a lot of the community chats and community Facebook things, there's a lot of trailers being stolen right now. So they said, put a lock on every tire, put a lock on the ball, put a lock on the latch.
The biggest advice was
air tags.
Air tags.
Yeah,
that's
some
a
Apple
smart
air
idea.
tags. They're like $20 on Amazon.
Yeah.
Hide it in the frame of your trailer. The battery lasts about 2 years, 3 years. So yeah, highly advise putting air tags on them, because we're gonna put like 2 of them on each of our trailers.
Mm-hmm.
So
yeah,
crazy, but yeah, I'm just glad I was awake.
Me too. That was an interesting. Jake's wife called me. It was like 10:45, and Kristen never calls hardly at all, let alone at 10:45 at night. So instantly my mind goes to the complete negative. I'm like, oh fuck, what happened?
Mm-hmm.
And I answer the phone, and she's in complete hysteria. Somebody stole your brother's trailer, and he took off after him, and now I can't get a hold of him. What do I do? I'm like, okay, relax, call the cops. Already did that. Now what do I do? Okay, let me try calling him. That was like, she was in mass hysteria at that point. I'm like, oh my God. And so, yeah, I completely understand.
Yeah. Well, and I was on the phone with 3 different districts of police officers. So it started in Jefferson County. So I had Jeffco sheriffs coming. And then as soon as you pass over Platte Canyon, that's Littleton DPD, or Littleton Police Department. And then as soon as we crossed over Santa Fe, that becomes Arapahoe County. So technically I had Jeffco, Littleton, and Arapahoe County all on the phone all at once. So that was interesting.
So everybody just lock up your stuff, put some air tags on it, and don't do what we did.
Yeah. I do have one more thing to say, because this was kind of cool, interesting news over the weekend. Our good friend and advocate of the podcast, Mr. Brian Sanders, had some great news, and I'm sure he's going to announce it on Facebook if he hasn't already. But in 2026, he's going to be the ARCA Menards West Series full-time race director. So
sweet.
He said he got a pretty good little deal going on with that, and he let him know that Cars Tour had come knocking and was looking into stealing him away, and they were like, nope, we're gonna make it worth your while. So he got a pretty good little raise, I guess, and gave him full race director duties. So
that's
congratulations, awesome. Mr. Sanders. That's awesome. I know you're working up to getting that and being up into the NASCAR ranks. So congratulations. We're looking to see how the ARCA Menards West Series goes for you next year.
Definitely. Anyways, well, everybody, thank you for tuning in tonight. I know it was a long night, lot to cover, and we appreciate everybody sticking around and listening to us hooligans for the last 2.5 hours. So once again, thanks again for Justin Young coming on and joining us for the show and kind of giving us a little bit of his background and just having some good small small talk about, old fashioned racing and whatnot. And then congratulations again to all the championship winners and race winners from last weekend. As we come to a close, it's been great to share with you guys all the stories and follow along with everything from the race season so far. And, only a couple more to go, but still a lot to cover. So truly appreciate all the support this year. It's been fantastic. And, looking forward to the last few handful of races here.
Yeah, and then we'll get a schedule together. We'll reach out to the champions from this past weekend. So we got Chris Cox, Cade and Eric Reed, and also Mr. Brett Yackey and Jeremy Wall. So just from this last weekend, we got a lot of people to interview, but we'll get a schedule together in the next coming weeks to get them on the show. We'll probably announce later this week who we'll have on next Tuesday, but look forward to that. And then look forward to the late models and pro trucks to see who we need to interview for that. So
exactly.
For me, that's good for me.
Yeah, same here. Be sure to share, like, subscribe, follow along, tell your friends, let everybody know about this here show, and we truly appreciate the support. So looking forward to the next weekend and talking to you guys again on next Tuesday. So with that being said, thank you again for following along and joining us here on Hitting the Chip, and we'll talk to you guys soon. So thanks again, everybody. Good night.
Maybe.
It won't work.